I've been holding on to for months that we made of Robin's ayahuasca. So funny. It's so great. Tim, I know that we have that, but why don't we put that on Howard TV? It's the funniest fucking thing ever. I'll talk to him about it later.
Yeah, you're yelling. It sounds like you're yelling to the air.
Yeah, I was getting annoyed with him. I'm like, well, why are you sitting with this thing? Let's get it to the audience.
First of all, I went to a retreat in the Sacred Valley.
Is that Peru?
Yeah, and like I said, sleeping on a mattress on the floor.
What are you searching for? What's going on with you anyway? Really?
Well, I told you I had been suffering with some depression lately.
Right, and you thought ayahuasca might be your answer? And you go there and you're like, hello, master. Do you get right away, do you start calling him master?
First, they had me meet a guy who wore a funny hat. And then they say, you know, we have a shaman here who wants to read coca leaves for you.
Oh, God, Robin, what are you doing? What are you doing? He takes a bunch of leaves and throws them up in the air, and, and he goes, oh.
You see how that one turned over? The coca leaves tells me I'm healthy, I'm going to have a long life, and
Great.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And
he knows. You're insane. You flipped your lid.
Okay, now it's time for your ayahuasca ceremony.
Oh, big deal.
And you walk into this room. There
what are you
mats.
wearing? Are you braless?
No, you have to wear a lot of clothes.
You wear a lot of clothes.
The master is sitting here, and he says, sit across from me, and he throws out some coca leaves and reads the coca leaves. And then he starts talking about la medicina. Now it's time for you to take la medicina.
And look at the master's fingernails. Like he's got these big, long, gross fingernails. And he's in his underwear. Yeah.
And he starts laughing, goes, oh, this is going to be good. And he pours half a cup of this stuff for me. He goes, that's your dose as a first timer, half a cup. It is the worst tasting stuff you could ever imagine. So as soon as you taste it, you don't want to do anything more. And he's like, no, drink it up, drink it up, drink it up. So I gulp it down. Oh. And then they sit and watch you. 10 minutes later, I'm as sick as a dog.
Oh.
And I start throwing up.
Oh, my God.
So
are you insane?
Violently.
You're nuts.
That I'm also farting.
Nuts. Yeah.
So now, I'm
like,
embarrassed as anything, and I'm like, maybe I'm retching so loud they can't hear me farting.
Right.
Because it is just like, yes, it sounds like you just can't stop. It just keeps going and going and going.
This is good. Yeah. And what happens to you?
And, you know, somebody's there massaging my shoulders going, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. And then, when you finally get all of this stuff out of you, you lay back down on this mat, and you start to have
vision. Yeah. Meanwhile, Master's lighting matches because he's going to throw up from your farting.
Then
so what was your
started to see all of the misery of the world.
Oh, wow.
And Howard, I cried probably for about 4 hours nonstop.
Oh, my God.
I mean, weeping. And eventually you're seeing the pain of the entire world. And I'm just weeping.
And what's Master doing during this?
Sleeping. Yeah. I can hear him. He's snoring.
Yeah. Am I talking to a new Robin? Because were you renewed after everything else you've done too? Is this a
Well,
real new you?
sometimes you need a refresher course.
Is this new? Are you the new Robin?
I am very, very pleasantly surprised that I came home feeling great.
I remember going to baseball games a couple of times with my dad when I was a kid. I remember how scared I was because there were certain guys drinking beer, and I remember my dad wasn't a drinker of alcohol, and I mean rarely he'd have maybe one drink. My mom would make him a Rob Roy, and that was such a disgusting drink.
I don't even know what that is.
I just was so turned up because my mother spent all day trying to get it right for him, and I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like it's
agonizing over the Rob Roy.
Oh, and then he would walk in at night, and then he'd take a sip, and he'd go, yes, this is a good one. Like, I was so nervous for her. That I saw how much work she put into the Rob Roy, and I was like, oh, this poor woman. Like, sometimes you come home and say, it's not that good. And it was like, you could just see the look of pain on her face that the Rob Roy wasn't right. And I was like, what? Fuck this Rob Roy.
Yeah, isn't there more to life?
Yeah, I don't know. So, there's some sort of chip in me that didn't get formed to be a guy. Like, guys walk in and expect their woman to make a Rob Roy, like my dad, you know, and it was like, but I was empathizing with the woman, like, oh, the poor woman, because I sat at home with my mother all day and listened to her sad stories. So everything seems sad to me and pathetic. My mom would complain that Johnny Carson was a dick because he would pass judgment on comedians. But at the same point, my dad would come home and pass judgment on his Rob Roy.
On a Rob Roy.
So what was she saying?
Well, she knew how hard it was.
Oh, my God. And she labored over this thing. 2 parts vermouth, 1 part of scotch, or whatever. Who the fuck even knows what's in that poison?
And the only person who held her fate in her hand was her husband.
Alexa
It wasn't
Hente.
like she got national applause for the Rob Roy.
No, Alexa Hente, the demanding one, came in. You know, and rightly so. I mean, my dad had put in a long... My dad didn't get home till 7 o'clock at night because we lived in Roosevelt, and Roosevelt's like 2 hours commute from the city. But I think my dad was too cheap to move closer to the city. You know what I mean?
Is Rockville Center any closer? Because when he moved, he didn't move any closer.
No, but he'd tell us his war stories. First I drive to Queens, then we get on the train. I read the paper on the train. It takes for 2 hours. I left, he'd leave work at 5 and get home at 7. And I felt so bad for him, and he was miserable when he came in the door, and Rob Roy, and then he'd pass judgment on it, and then he'd eat, and then he'd run upstairs to take a shit in the whole fucking house. But, because we lived in a tiny house.
And you had like one bathroom or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, they had a little bathroom. Wasn't for me. Why me? And I couldn't go outside even because all my friends moved away and there were only black people who hated me outside the door. So I stayed home.
I was just thinking the other day, we were all raised like veal.
Yeah. Then I stayed
locked in a house.
Yeah, then I stayed home. You too, huh? Then I stayed home with my mom and watched her make that Rob Roy and listened to her talk about our horrible life. I mean, it was so sad.
Maybe that's why you never got that male gene.
What is your problem? You have no problems. My sister and my mother died when we were 9. And then, I mean, it really was a horror story, and I'd be like, oh, I guess
you had your own Holocaust.
Yeah. Oh, Grandma Rose lost her entire family in the Holocaust. I mean, there wasn't one survivor. And she only lived because someone took her in and hit her. What?
Here, I want to give you this. This is the way you make a Rob Roy. I mean, your dad couldn't have a vodka and tonic? This is hard.
Oh, it was a whole... You don't even know, Gary. It was a whole situation. Yeah, 2 ounces blended Scotch whiskey, 3/4 ounce Italian vermouth, 1 dash Agostoro bitters, whatever that is.
Why would you have to do that?
Agostoro bitters, yeah. Shake whiskey, vermouth, and bitters well with cracked ice, then strain into a... Oh, yeah, watch my mom did this every day. And strain into a chilled cocktail glass and garnish as you would a Manhattan with a twist of lemon or if you must, a cherry. And then I remember when she was done, it was with him, it was a lemon. She would do the lemon peels perfectly, and then she'd cover it, because she'd make it earlier in the day, she'd cover it with a piece of plastic so that, so that it would hold its... I don't know what it was holding.
Did she put it in the fridge?
Yeah, to chill it.
So, yeah, it chilled.
Oh, my God. And I was just like, this is crazy.
So she was really trying to make your house like the 1950s TV show.
My mom worked really hard. I mean, like, she cooked a full dinner every day. And, like, but I mean, like, went shopping all morning and then cooked. And, I mean, she put so much effort into it.
But she was really trying to be June Cleaver.
Yeah, and I always felt bad because...
the TV crew.
You know, my dad would eat after. We wouldn't wait for my dad because he came home at 7. I wanted to eat my dinner at 4 o'clock.
You still did?
Yeah, I did. My mom would go, we're waiting for your father. Don't eat now. I said, Mom, I'm hungry. I want to eat. All right, you can eat. I'm going to wait for your father. Then 2 seconds later, she'd be watching me. Then she'd sit down and have dinner with me. So my father would come home. He's probably aggravated. None of us ate with him. And he would gobble up this meal that took her hours to make. And then go shit it out.
Ugh.
And then while he was eating, wasn't even enjoying the food because he was busy yelling at me the whole time. Because he'd have a rough day with his partners and stuff, and he'd be like at the table, and he'd go, and then my partner said, and I'd ask a question, and he'd go, shut up! Shut up and learn to listen! If you listen to what your mother and I are saying, you would learn to listen. All right, I'll shut up. I just wanted to have some interaction with you. I mean, you ask stupid questions.
I want you to like me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him. You don't understand. I'm excited about what you do. My dad had a recording studio.
Yeah.
I would say he had this thing, Ping Pong Records. I was really excited. It was a little record company they set up within the recording studio. My partner. Which partner from Ping Pong? Ping Pong! Why do you even know that name? I hate Ping Pong. He hated Ping Pong because he knew it was a waste of time and they weren't going to make any money with it. And his one partner...
Well, especially with that attitude.
Oh, my God. He was like, Ping Pong! Why do you say Ping Pong? I gave him a Father's Day card, and on the back I wrote Ping Pong Productions. He went berserk on me.
Oh, no.
Ping Pong! It's a schmucky thing to write. That's so stupid. What is we doing ping pong? I don't know. I was just trying to get in your world a little. I was excited. Huh? Shut up! Shut up! Oh, I'll go outside and get beaten by black people, which you don't seem to care about. Motherfucker. If someone put me in a time machine, put me back there, I'd kill myself. I swear to you.
Oh, stop. And you'd miss all this.
I don't care. I couldn't go back. Shut up! Sit down! My mom with those Rob Roys and the Holocaust and everything was so sad. I walk around sad. I wake up in the morning sad. Everything is sad to me. And danger looming. I'm a fucking nightmare. Tommy from Malden. Everyone knows Tommy. Go ahead, Tommy. You're on the air.
Hey now.
Hey now.
I'm coming, Howard. Hey now.
Take your time.
Hey now.
JD called into Pharrell's show. I'm going to miss Pharrell. I didn't listen a lot, but he really knew his sports, and I love sports, but he will be missed.
When did JD call into Pharrell? A lot?
Friday night. No, I saw it on Twitter that 𝗦𝗵cie𝗄𝗿𝗍 of the Cincinnati Reds, that's JD's team, and you should congratulate him because they're going to the playoffs.
Right.
He pitched a no-hitter on Friday night, and he said he was going to call into Pharrell, so I turned it on. And he was as inarticulate as he is on your show.
Was he bad? Why don't we have clips of that? JD calling into Pharrell. What a nice send-off for Pharrell to play that tribute.
Yeah. Pharrell was busting his balls the whole time because he's a Pittsburgh Pirates fan.
Right.
And he was just busting his balls about the Reds.
I don't know. I think JD's been living in New York long enough. He could, get over the whole Reds thing and become a New York fan. I don't like. I know a lot of guys like that.
But they do. I mean, this is the era when you don't have to live in the community of your team.
Yeah.
That's why they have all these national games. The Dallas Cowboys have support all over the country, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lots of people live in places that they don't pick up the local
You grew up in
team.
Cincinnati, and, it was the worst time of your life.
No, it was not the worst time of my life.
Bee. You never got laid. No one was nice to you.
Get out of here. We stop.
But maybe the Reds or somebody gave him a...
I'm a Reds and Bengals fan. I will never be any...
Don't you have any feeling for New York now that you've been living here?
No,
and you've had success?
I hate all New York teams.
Wow. It's fucked up. I should beat you up.
Go ahead, let's go. We'll fight it out.
I wonder if I could beat you up. Are you a good fighter? I think I could take you. If I can't take you, I'm a real pussy.
It's been a while since I've fought, but...
Have you fought?
Not really, no.
I got a wicked right, man.
Listen,
Developed in Roosevelt.
I will scrap. I will do whatever it takes.
Right. Do you bite when you fight?
If I have to.
Oh, shit. That's crazy. That's retard fighting.
I'll do whatever it takes to defend
I'm going to
myself.
bite you.
I'll start flailing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There will be no method to my madness.
I've got that whole...
he's taking you on. He's saying he could win.
I've got that whole karate training.
Hold on. I'm not saying I can win.
I got that whole karate training, but in a real fight, that goes out the window after the first punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just start grabbing.
I think everybody knows that karate doesn't really work except in the movies.
Yeah. It only works in the movies because I took karate and it was like, and you do this and then you do this move and then you do that move. And then you get into a real fight. Obviously, just grab a guy.
Nobody's coordinating with you where you move.
Yeah, I should take advantage of my long arm reach and stuff, but I don't. I come right in at you. I come right in and I'm up close. And that's stupid because I can get hurt. Fuck it.
I watch a lot of MMA fights. So
that's
I think weapons are always the way to go.
You know who watches MMA fights? Guys who can't fight. Guys like me. And I'm like, come on, kick his fucking ass.
Yeah,
you big pussy. You can't fight.
Well, you're two MMA watchers.
Yeah. Two of the biggest douchebags watching MMA.
Howard, don't you think that's kind of gay, that MMA?
I know what you mean.
They're rolling around on
certain poses.
Yeah.
Certain moves.
It is a little
Every
weird.
time I tune into one of those fights, it's two guys laying on top of each other.
For a long time. An inappropriately long time.
And they've got these faces like they're having sex.
Well, I'll tell you what, those guys are some of the greatest fighters in the world, but it is an awkward looking thing with their clothes off and they're...
When one guy...
And sometimes... one guy's face is in the other guy's genitals.
Yeah.
They're 69 all the time.
Yeah. Well, it appears there's 69 going on, ladies and gentlemen.
Not gay.
That'll make me tap out if a guy starts 69ing with me. He's got his balls in my mouth.
Balls in the face, I'm out of there.
Oh, my God. Yeah, but I'm the worst fighter. I don't know. You probably could take me.
Could you scrap like that? Could you roll around on the ground with a guy?
I've had people sit on my head. I've had every single I've been in every awkward position there is because growing up I had to fight all the time, always. Was constantly fighting, and I'm not a fighter, but you had to, or else you got laughed out of school. In my school, you had to fight. You didn't have you could not, even if you lost, you fought.
Because that was the scary time when it wound up on the ground. When you were standing, it looked like you had a chance to get away.
Yeah.
But once you're on the ground rolling around, it just looks terrible.
Hey, Howard, did you fight back when the guy took your pants?
He didn't get my pants. He threatened to get them, and I didn't have to fight that guy for some reason.
Good for you.
He was an idle
I thought he
threat.
got them.
He was more of an intimidator. He was part of a street gang, a very well-known street gang, and he said that I wasn't going to live till I passed 14 years old, and I was like, "Whoa, shit! This guy seems pretty wise." He says, "You're just going to get taken out." He goes, "You're a fly on the wall here. You're a sitting duck. You're not even affiliated with a gang." My school was like a prison. You had to have affiliations. And this guy was part of the 5% Nation, and you know that was a pretty heavy-duty organization. And he just said to me, "You're not affiliated. You're a white man.
Outcast. You're an outsider.
Yeah, you're a white kid.
You don't have any group.
You're a nerdy white kid in a black community." Like he even was like, "What are your parents thinking?" And he goes, "Now give me your pants. I really like them." And I go, "I can't do that." I said, "I'm going to have to fight you because I'm not taking my pants off in English class."
You were like, what was that movie? Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, that was my life. And then I go home and my mother tell me how hard her life is. I go, "Look, why don't you open up your eyes and take a fucking look at what's going on with me? You think I'm having a picnic?"
Every day when you go to the shower, it's a nightmare.
Oh, my God. Shower. Everything was like that. I told you, I walk in the locker room, people would start throwing garbage cans over the top. That's why I'm so fucking bitter and angry, and I'm just inside, I'm just a boiling cauldron of anger. I don't want to hear about anybody else's problems because who paid attention to mine? Go fuck off. You couldn't possibly have it that much worse than I did. I'm lucky to be standing.
Do you think you were angrier when you were younger before you went to...
No, all the anger came out as an adult. I wasn't angry. I was a soldier when I was young.
No, I mean,
He
like,
was beaten.
I was my mom's soldier. I wanted to make her proud of me. I was like,
But
oh.
I'm talking about when you got to like Rockville Center and you just sort of disappeared. You didn't
I became what a guy who suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome. Now, I'm not saying that lightly. I walked around in Rockville Center in a coma. I tried to pretend like I fit in. I was in a town full of white people, and I didn't know how to relate, and I started taking drugs because I couldn't talk in class. I was intimidated by the white people. I felt so alone, so inarticulate, so everyone else seemed to have friends. I felt like a fish out of water. And you know how kids are. I mean, nobody was going to sit there and take pity on me. If anything, I was goofed on. I was not even goofed on. I was ignored. I wasn't I wasn't the guy that got goofed. I was just ignored. It was as if I didn't live there.
Well, thank God it happened, because you wouldn't be who you are.
I don't know. I think I could have been better. I'm so fucking damaged inside.
I know, you're pretty good.
I walk around angry. I don't want to walk around angry.
I'm angry, and that never happened to me, so...
Well, you're angry because you sit in the house all day. You got to get out. All right, Tommy, I got to go. Yes, Jerry, you're on the air.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, just real quick about Tommy from Walden.
Yeah.
The reason he stays on the phone so long with you is because he's jerking off and he needs to finish before he's done. So that's why he stays on the phone so long with you. That's why he asks 50 questions.
You know, people hate Tommy from Walden.
Oh, my God, he's so horrible.
I don't hear that he's horrible. He gets on. He's got a couple of topics he wants to talk about. I don't understand why people hate him. But
that's why, because he asks a ton of questions. I mean,
is that bad? But what if he's having an interesting dialogue with me and he's joining in? I mean, I don't get. There's such hate. I am getting so much hate mail because I don't like Gary's new television show. On, I mean, it's unbelievable. Oh my God, Robin! I've never gotten more hate mail over a topic.
But are they watching Gary's new show?
No, it's horrible. And what I did was I tried to improve Gary's show. I found a way to improve Gary's show if he insists on reading his reviews of tech equipment. I can slow it down.
The tech product I want to talk to you about this week
But this is my worst nightmare.
called Apple TV. Now, I think Apple TV is a very misunderstood...
Apple TV is a very misunderstood. Thank God Gary's around to explain it to us, because we don't understand it.
Yeah, who's misunderstanding it?
I don't think tech guys are misunderstanding it. I heard the big thing is Gary's next show he's bringing on John Hein as a guest.
Is he?
Which makes sense because when Gary's around John, he talks like a normal guy.
Right. He can have a conversation.
Right. And by the way, Gary's show's only going to get better from my guidance. So stop sending me hate mail.
Even though everybody's hating on you, you're making Gary better.
I guarantee you the next show, he's bringing in John Hine. I know it's going to be better. I can't wait to see the new and improved Gary show.
Product. But if you own an iPad or an iPhone or any kind of Apple product, to me, this is a must-own product. It's a way to integrate all your stuff and bring it up on the big screen.
Shoot me now.
He sounds like one of my professors.
It's like Professor Gary. Today we'll read from the book. What's up?
No, it's getting better.
I know it is, and I helped you, and you can thank me for that.
I thank you.
You're welcome. I know I gave you some tough love, but it is love. I know you don't think it is, but
It's
it
not.
is. It is. I love you. You should see, I ignore the people I don't love.
JD, while talking with Howard, the hypothetical fight between the two of you came up.
Yes.
Do you think you could take Howard?
I don't know.
He thinks he can take you.
Oh, I'm sure. Listen, my self-esteem wouldn't allow me to say I could take someone. I wouldn't go down easily, though. Maybe I would. I don't know.
You've got a lot of heart.
Try.
In many ways, Howard sees a bit of himself in your eyes. I think that's how you guys originally bonded before he realized that you were a good worker. I think he saw a little bit of himself in you.
Okay.
Have you ever had any situations growing up similar to what he described about getting your ass kicked and just feeling completely...
No, I managed to avoid all fights. I just didn't talk to people hardly at all.
So you're just a non-threat. It wasn't like...
You know what? I had friends that were sort of popular, and I had friends that weren't popular at all, so I was sort of in the middle ground.
You were Switzerland.
I suppose.
This conversation all started, talking about how you made the move from the Cincinnati area to where you are right now, and how you still have a lot of pride.
Well, I moved from Ohio to Florida, and Florida to here.
Right,
so,
but you're
to get the timeline correct.
Okay, chronologically speaking, yes.
Yes.
But you still have ties and love for the Cincinnati area with your sports teams and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But would you consider this the best era of your life since you've made the move to New York?
I suppose. I've had more fun than I've had ever, so yeah. This is not fun though. This is pretty much a low point right now.
Is this some of the pain and
Yes, it
tragedy
is. Get that
Howard
camera
talked-
any fucking closer to me. Get out of here, will you?
All right, let me get back to the show and Robin and the news.
Well, they say that you can keep an eye on President Obama and Mitt Romney during the debate to tell who will win the election. A body language expert says the candidate who blinks more during the debate has lost every election but one since 1980. That's Boston College professor Joseph Teach, who bases his theory on the relationship between eye movement and emotional state. He says stress and other unpleasant feelings cause people to blink more often.
There's a guy studying that? Like, who would even think to study? Like,
And
what a
guess
waste
who
of a
the one
life.
exception was?
Bill Clinton.
Reagan.
George W. Bush blinked more than Al Gore.
That was a
Still
blinky
won
bastard. I got to tell you, if I was
Electoral
running,
college.
I'd do a Clockwork Orange kind of thing, man. I just keep those eyes open with a big prong. But that's absurd. That somebody would sit there, like somebody sat down and said, I'm going to study how many times somebody blinks in a presidential debate, and then I'll determine who's going to win.
Yeah.
Like, that's really, you got to have a lot of free time for that. That's
Or, this is the age of television and the computer. You can get all these things and you can get them done without human effort. President Obama's strong showing among likely women voters is driving his 4-point national lead over Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney in a poll out today. So women are pretty turned off by that Republican platform.
You mean you think the guy didn't sit there and count each blink? You think he had a computer do it?
Absolutely.
I don't. I think he had to do it the old-fashioned way. Count every single blink. We need to interview him.
The 𝗦𝗵cie survey of likely voters shows Obama leading Romney 49% to 45%. The poll shows women favoring the president 56% to 38%. So the president is leading with women.
You know who blinks a lot? That guy's wife who did the study about blinking. She's like, I can't believe I married you. And she's just blinking away.
He likes blinkers.
Today on the 𝗫𝗿𝗍𝗿𝗍 show, they call me Baba Booey, a machine that counts the amount of times you blink.
It's called Blinkos.
Blinkos. It's like Sonos, but Blinko.
It's for your eyes.
It's very misunderstood.
A very misunderstood thing. Apple TV.
But once you understand it, you'll understand it.
Is Apple TV very misunderstood?
According to
Very
Gary.
misunderstood.
And now, does he write his own copy, or do they write that shit for him?
Oh, I think these are supposed to be his opinions.
And now a very misunderstood thing. Oh, you write it. Where is that? I want to listen to Gary's show. I love Gary's show. I decided I'm wrong. I don't want him to change a thing about it. I don't want him getting more comfortable. Where's Gary's show?
He's putting it up.
Today's show is about Sonos or Apple TV, a very misunderstood product. I got to figure it some way. I'm helping Gary.
You're just figuring it. You argued that for 2 days. You're just figuring it.
I love it now. I want it slowed down.
The tech product I want to talk to you about this week is called Apple TV. Now, I think Apple TV is a very misunderstood product, but if you own an
Isn't it better like
iPad
that?
or an iPhone...
Now I'm not missing a word. You know? What?
You're literally hanging.
His regular show's JD1 in orange.
JD1. Let's just listen to a little, Robin. It's so much fun. You want to hear about Sonos? You want to hear about Pink Floyd CD packages, or
Ooh, that's new.
or DVRs? I bet you the DVR one
DVR,
is exceptionally
DVR.
boring.
Yeah.
When my kids were younger and I told them bedtime stories, I would often tell the story of a place long ago where you actually had to get up and go over
You actually had to get up.
And go where?
I don't know. Oh, my God.
if you're not going to let a thought finish,
Hey, come on. Let me have fun. Let me have fun. Why do you have to interrupt? Don't interrupt.
That's what I'm doing now. I'm interrupting your broadcast.
I know, but I want to have fun with it.
Tell the story.
Oh, absolutely.
The TV to physically change the channel, and how there were only 6 channels. I'm not including PBS. My son...
What's he talking about?
The world before remotes.
Oh, I'm not including PBS. Why not? Why is he not including PBS?
I don't know why PBS doesn't get counted.
watched it when we were kids.
Yeah, but we had it.
Nobody watched it.
Don't interrupt. We want to try and figure out what you're talking
Then why
about.
mention it?
It existed, Robin.
I don't want to be accused of false.
Then I would say there were 6 channels. People go, no, there weren't. There were 7.
Well, then say 7.
Would look at me in amazement.
He has nothing to talk about, Robin. He's trying to drag it out.
Did say 7.
Let's start over again. Let's see how long we can go without interrupting. Maybe Gary's
All
right.
right.
When my kids were younger and I told them bedtime stories, I would often tell the story of a place long ago where you actually had to get up and go over to the TV to physically change the channel, and how there were only 6 channels. I'm not including PBS.
Why didn't he include PBS?
Oh, don't even get into it. We just went through that. But also, why is he making up stories about no remote controls for his children?
I don't
As a
know.
bedtime story.
We didn't have, when you were a kid, did you have a remote control?
Kids, I want you to know.
Answer the question.
Kids, I want you to know everything about Daddy.
Hold on. Robin asked the question. When you were younger, did you have a remote control?
They're perfectly good bedtime stories, Gary.
That's not...
No, I like to tell the kids
Robin, now
before
you have to shift gears to be a dick.
before the kids go to sleep. I like to tell them about my life in Uniondale.
Once upon a time, there used to be a thing on the porch called a milk box. Now, the milkman would come, and he would put milk in the milk box. And when the
My
empty
son would look
bottle
at me in
was
amazement
empty,
and say, only 6? Well, television has come a long way. Now there are hundreds of channels with tons of great shows. So many channels and shows, it's hard to keep up. And that's where the DVR comes in.
Ah.
From humble origins, my first TiVo.
From humble origins.
Now, when does he use the word humble?
It's humble origins. From humble origins. Wow,
Tomorrow, I'm getting.
No, this isn't fun.
When Robin was on CBS Sunday morning, we'll see if she uses every word correctly.
Is there a way to turn off his mic for me?
No.
Oh, my God. We're trying to have some fun. Can you leave? Don't you have producing to do?
My fun is not your fun.
Yeah, but I'm interested in my fun, and the audience likes my fun. It's not fun, Robin. He's interrupting it.
I know.
So much fun analyzing him. Oh,
And your kids accepted these as bedtime stories?
do me a favor. Go tell the interns a bedtime story while Robin and I talk like adults.
And Robin's going to ask me a question. The answer is yes. I would actually goof around and tell them the story, and they thought it was funny.
Here's an interesting story, kids, about what it was like for Daddy to grow up without his remote control. And now we have Sonos and misunderstood Apple TV. What was the phrase he used?
Humble origin.
I tell them about Dad's humble origins of not
It's not Dad's humble origins. It's the DVRs.
The DVR's humble origins.
and I was like Lincoln because we did not have a remote.
It's a single tuner with very limited space.
Tuna? I love tuna.
To keep recorded programs. The DVRs of today can often be the most powerful piece of technology in your living room.
Oh, my God, what a show.
TiVo recently released a box that has 4 tuners. That's right. You can record 4 shows at once.
Oh.
I have 7 TiVos in my house, but each one only...
I have no laugh.
Bragging.
I have 7 TiVos.
There used to be 7 channels. Now I have 7 TiVos.
Of course, I should say all of them record all the channels, including PBS, but I didn't say PBS, and one of them is Mary's DVR, but technically it is my DVR.
Imagine the bedtime stories you children would be able to tell your children.
Wouldn't Gary's show be a lot funnier if he was in a chicken outfit sticking eggs up his ass? Wouldn't you like that better? Daddy's a chicken. Imagine all these guys with secret lives and they're secretly chickens with shoving eggs up their ass and they got kids.
Yeah, that's your dad.
Poor Daddy had to watch Teen Anal on a VCR. There was no escaping Mommy. I heard a lot of guys on Wall Street when they go to their dominatrix, they like to put Gary's show on as a form of torture.
only has 2 tuners.
2 tuners.
Not to be outdone, Dish Network is boasting a box that automatically records all 4 networks.
Automatically records. Accords. Oh, when he reads, he has such difficulty. And how does he think this is interesting? Because
It's really weird. The thing I'm talking about right now is the product you asked me about last week during the commercial. It must be boring as shit.
No, because you talk during the commercial, you don't
just
read.
Said, why would anybody think it's interesting, meaning the specific product?
The way you're reading.
Oh, you didn't say that. Be fair.
Oh, my God in heaven. Can you fucking go away? You motherfucker.
Everybody, when you fuck with everybody, everyone gets a chance.
No, it's just you're sucking the life out of our fun. We love talking about you, not talking to you. We know you're the greatest.
It's just that you can hear us. You shouldn't be able to talk back.
Robin, watch the monitor. When we're playing his clips, Gary just gazes off because he loves the sound of his own voice. He thinks he thinks this is a great show.
Fucking monitor, Jesus Christ!
No, you love it. You love hearing your show.
Oh my God, you're becoming a liar now.
No, I see you. You're like,
you see me, you don't
it's
see
really
what I'm
good.
looking at.
I love when I read.
You don't see what I'm looking at.
I see what you're doing.
Don't.
No, I do. I see. I see what you're up to. I watch you. Watch his face when we're playing the clip.
All right.
He loves it.
To prime time in HD and saves them for up to 8.
Oh, now he's aware of it. All right.
Yeah,
anyway, any other news, Robin?
Yes. I don't know why, but maybe Gary can tell us. People are just saying television is horrible for kids.
Well, a lot of people are saying that, and now there's a brand new device created
to keep your children from watching certain shows.
It's a jamming device called 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄.
𝗦𝗵cie. It's a product put out by the same people who put out Sonos.
It's a remote control device
that is very misunderstood.
That came from humble beginnings.
It's a device that came from humble beginnings that is misunderstood?
That's right.
I wrote that myself. You know what's funny? Gary's bringing John on the show so that, to make the show better. But meanwhile, John's going to be so good on it, they're going to fire Gary and make Gary look bad. Yeah. They'll be like, hey, John, why don't you just take over this show?
They say that even when nobody's watching the TV, you shouldn't have the TV on.
That's right.
Because even the background television can cause your child problems.
When the boys were little, Mary and I would monitor what they watched on TV and on the computer. We used a very, very good device that would help us to monitor the boys' computers so they wouldn't know. Do you know the name of it?
No.
Gary, what is it?
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
That's what it's called.
Go fuck yours.
Go fuck. Fuck Onos. Fuckos. It's made by the same people who make Sonos and Bonos.
Banana Fana Phonos.
Mary and I were able to monitor the boys of every move with using fuckos.
I have to say, it's the single greatest reason why I'm happy to be serious.
Dr. Ellen Rome, a pediatrician at the Cleveland Clinic Children's Hospital, says kids under the age of 2 should have no screen time and has recommended or recommendations for older kids, 1-8.
That's right, Robin.
This show is not for kids under 2.
Gary.
Yes.
This conversation doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. What's going to be your tactic moving forward?
I was surprised that he was mad that I responded because I thought he likes when I get pissed off. And then he's like, hey man, you're ruining it. I'm like, I thought the whole point was to piss me off.
Right, it's like teasing your sibling or the girl on the bus trying to get a reaction out of it.
And then he just wants to goof on me without me arguing, and I was that's sort of shocking. Because...
I'm sorry, how long has this show been going on for before Howard started to play the clips? I mean, how long have you been taping this for?
About 4 weeks.
So did you see this coming down the pike, or you thought he was just going to blow past it?
I thought that he would either be bored by it, because I don't think it's geared to him, or he would goof on it. But I didn't think he would goof on it to this magnitude.
It's sort of a crossover. He's bored by it and goofing on it because he's bored by it.
Well, if we were bored by it, he would not be talking about it. But it's probably better for him to be talking about it than to be ignoring it.
Okay, so now...
And he was right. On some level, he is helping me. I went to look the other day. I'll just give you a perfect example. Here, come on over here a second.
Okay.
So, when I went to look at it the other day, and I think each of my shows had like 3,000 views.
Uh-huh.
So if I go to it now, I go to video, and I go to the... Wait a second.
Hey, Paul.
So now you can see my first show has almost 30,000 views. My second show has 14,000. Third show has 16,000. The current show has over 20,000. So yes, he's helped me. There's no doubt. I thank you for that, Howard.
So that sort of speaks to the fact that any press is good. Bad press is still good press type of thing.
Again,
publicity.
I keep saying people who watch it say, yeah, you need a little work on this, a little work on that, but I like what you're saying.
Will he be in your head going forward with these tapings? Are you going to hear, hear your own words coming out of your mouth?
I have a pretty good idea. My own words are coming out of my mouth no matter what. I'm not, I'm listening to what he said, but it's not like he's putting words in my mouth.
Are you fearful that your good friend John Hein will be brought into the ripping if he isn't strong enough in the tapings?
No, the segment John and I are doing is short and easy.
Very successful white-collar guy, and now I'm coming back out of this world for whatever reason. That would be funny.
That would be very funny.
But just to do Half-Baked for the sense of Half-Baked, that would ruin what Half-Baked is now.
So maybe someday.
Maybe.
Question from Dave C. Dave asks, tell us something about yourself that people would be surprised to know about you that you have not disclosed to Howard.
Maybe I'm deeper in faith than he realizes. Maybe.
You're a religious guy?
Not religious.
Okay.
I don't. Religious is you go to a Catholic church, blah, blah. Spiritual, a deep spirituality that keeps away. That there's a. I believe in a different layer of spirituality than what most people probably think of.
Does your work ever feel like it's in conflict with that to you?
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while. Once in a while, I turn my back to it and I go, all right, I'll just do this.
Have you ever turned anything down because of your spirituality?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of jobs, plenty of sponsorships, stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Question from John K. John asks, are there any impressions you've wanted to do but you just can't seem to nail it?
No.
Nothing. You put your mind to it, you got it.
Yeah, I put my and there's not if I really want to do the guy, I'm gonna get him. If I really want to do them, I'm gonna get it, because that's how it works for me. If there's something about, I would love to be able to do Stern.
Do you have you tried before?
Not even close. I never tried it.
This is a great opportunity on Find Time to
I only
work
do it
through.
when it's nailed.
Gotcha. There's none in progress you can show us a sneak peek of at this time.
I never even tried it, so I couldn't even go there.
All right. I'll let you off the hook. I want to thank Jim for taking the time to answer the questions that you, the fans, submitted. Keep sending your questions in. You can tweet them, you can Facebook them, you can even send a video submission and be a part of the show. And remember, this is your show, so don't screw it up. Until next time, I'm Rachel Fine, and I hope you had a fine time. Did you have a fine time today?
I had a fine time, and there's really no better fans in the world.
That's so true.
They come out in huge numbers to see me. Thanks to Howard.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You don't even seem to understand the show. You just ruin everything. You got to be funny in here. I can't wait for you guys to see this on Howard TV.
Daily shows, classics, and exclusive behind-the-scenes access.
Well, that's going to be on Howard TV.
The funniest, sexiest, most star-studded network on TV is Howard TV On Demand.
I'm Matthew Berry. I'm ESPN Senior Fantasy Analyst. I'm also the author of a new book called Fantasy Life, and I'm here on the show to promote that, to talk about all the crazy stories from the world of fantasy football, including the Stern Show Fantasy League with Gary and John Hine, JD, Scott the Engineer, Will Murray, Jason Kaplan, Steve Brandano. The whole gang is in this fantasy league. So I'm going to talk about that and just all the craziness that happens in that league. So I'm super psyched. I've been a Howard Stern fan for over 20 years. Somewhere in my closet is a VHS copy of Butt Bongo Fiesta. I go that far back.
Wow.
So I'm a massive fan. I'm a huge Stern fan. And so this is like a real bucket list moment. This is like a dream come true to be on the Howard Stern Show.
Now, given your superfan status, you know Howard's not much of an athlete nor a sports fan.
Right.
So you have a difficult challenge of making this relatable for him.
See, I don't think I do, because that's the genius of Howard. It doesn't matter what person walks in that studio. He finds something interesting out of the person. He finds something relatable. So I'm not really worried about that because he's such a master interviewer. But I will say that one of the focuses of the stories are And the book it's all about people. I wrote it specifically so that if you don't play fantasy football, you still enjoy it.
So there you go.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about it. Hope it goes well. And, listen, I don't think there's anything bad. It's all downhill from here after being on the show with the king of all media.
All right, we'll see you in the studio, Matt.
Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.
I can't wait to talk about fantasy football with these guys. I hear horrible stories around our office. This is a guy who's considered the expert on fantasy football, Matthew Berry. And Gary explained to me he's the expert on fantasy football because he's on ESPN or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Matthew, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So you play fantasy football with these guys on my show?
I do indeed.
King,
it is an honor, by the way, to sit here in front of you.
Yeah, and you also are considered the why? Okay, explain to me first of all, for anybody in the audience who isn't a man like me,
right?
What is fantasy football?
Fantasy football is a game, okay? So you choose real-life athletes.
Right.
And how well those players do statistically in their real-life NFL games or what have you is how well they do for your team. So if you drafted Tom Brady, right? And Tom Brady throws 3 touchdown passes on Sunday.
You get credit.
You get your team has now 3 touchdowns.
I see.
So if you drafted Tom Brady and I drafted Peyton Manning, for example, right?
Right.
So Peyton Manning throws 2 touchdowns on Sunday, and we're playing each other.
Yeah, but
you're beating me 3 touchdowns to 2.
But I don't understand how it works. In other words, if Tom Brady though throws the pass and somebody runs for a touchdown, what about if you have the guy what if I have the guy who runs for the touchdown?
You get points for that as well.
Oh, you do?
And if you have both of them, what's that called?
Right. Yeah, it's a double dagger.
A double dagger.
The double dagger.
You get double points. Having the guy that throws and the guy that receives.
So what is the skill here that I have to put together a team of all the great players? Now, what if one of my players gets injured?
That sucks.
That's
right.
So that's it.
Well, no, it's not that it. You go to what's called the waiver wire and you replace the player.
Oh, you can replace someone who's been injured.
You don't draft every player in the NFL. You draft kind of what's basically the stars. So you draft quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends.
Why are you an expert on this? I mean, why are you considered an expert on fantasy football? Do you win in our league all the time?
I actually have never won the league. I've only been in the league 2 years.
Right.
I finished last to John Hine in the very first year. The first year I played,
so why
I
are
lost
you
in
an
the
expert?
finals. Well, I think I'm an expert because I'm on ESPN. I've been playing for almost 30 years. And I've been doing this. I've been doing it professionally since 1999. I actually don't even like the term expert.
Does it require any skill? This game?
Yeah, of course it does.
And you win money. How much money can you? Well, how much
Thank
money?
you, Robin. Hello,
pick.
Queen.
Yeah. How much money can you win in our league?
Our league is $100 a guy, and we're thinking about upping that. It's 10 guys, so you win like $600 because you divvy up for second and third.
I see.
But in our league, and what Matthew will explain to you, it's really not about the money.
Right.
It's about bragging rights.
Yeah, you want to win. Like JD won one year. You would have thought that, he banged a supermodel.
And JD
Look at how it changed his life.
Yeah, look how great he's doing. And how much time does the average guy who plays fantasy football put in a week? How much time a week does he need to put in order to be good at this?
He only needs to be good at it. You got to put in a lot. Like we did a study at ESPN, and the average sports fan watches about 6 hours of ESPN a week in terms of whether it's downloading an app or the magazine or ESPN Radio or ESPN.com, one of our many platforms, right? The average fantasy player engages 18 hours a week.
Wow.
3 times as much, almost 1 full day a week. The people who play fantasy are really into it.
It's big business, right?
Huge business.
What's the economics of this thing? I don't get it. Who's making money off of it?
Well, ESPN makes money off of it. Is
fantasy football so popular that it affects the actual NFL?
Yes, I believe so.
How so?
I mean, well, in terms of revenue, they've found studies that the NFL started promoting it in 2003 really hard because they found a study similar to that, which was that the average football fan watched about 3 hours of football a week. The average fantasy football player watch 6 hours.
Because they're vested in seeing how their team
does. It gives you a rooting interest in, like, whatever. Gary's a fan of the Jets, right? We all know this. Gary's a big fan of the Jets. So he might not
be... Gary, you don't take good Jets players on your fantasy team.
No, because they suck.
Because they suck, right.
But what the point is if I have the quarterback from Seattle and I have a running back from San Diego,
then you got to watch the
San Diego is playing Seattle, a game I would never watch, I am now very interested in.
Right.
Yeah. It gives you a rooting interest in stuff that you wouldn't care about. And in fact, if you don't play sports at all, like, it gives you a reason to watch.
You had a major Hollywood career going. You were a writer.
Yes.
And you'd written some pretty notable things. And you gave up your entire writing career to become a fantasy football guy? That had to be pretty risky.
I think so, but I was miserable, Howard.
You were miserable as a writer?
I was miserable as a writer. So I was 35 years old. I've been playing fantasy sports since I was 14 years old.
Right.
I'm 43, right? So almost 30 years.
There are other fantasy sports?
Robin, there are things, if you can keep score
if
at
there
it...
are bronies, there's got to be fantasy sports for everything.
Exactly. If you can find a way to keep score at it, there is a way to play a fantasy version of it. There's fantasy sumo wrestling, which is huge in Japan.
Do you play that?
I've never played fantasy sumo wrestling.
Right.
But, I mean, like I do with a bunch of my Hollywood friends, I do a fantasy summer movie league. Like, we pick movies in the summer, and which movies make the most money is how well our fantasy...
So interesting how America is consumed with how things do as opposed to the actual art.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's really fascinating.
You could do there's Fantasy Bachelor, Howard. You would love that.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Fantasy
sure.
Bachelor.
Fantasy Bachelor, Fantasy American Idol.
You're shitting me.
Right.
I think Desiree is going to marry. You're kidding me. I could bet on the Bachelor.
We could do Fantasy America's Got Talent. Absolutely.
Wow.
You'd pick the guys and say, like, you'd pick contestants and see how far they go and when they get eliminated, and you get points for how far they go in the
I'd be good at that. I was 4 for 4 last week.
There you go. Exactly. See.
Yeah. I know
You're
what's
already
happening.
playing.
I'm already playing.
In fact, I would even say, Howard, you actually play fantasy sports. You don't realize it. Remember a couple weeks ago when the National Enquirer had the celebrity death pool thing, and you guys were.
By the way, I am going to win that one. Who do I have, Fred? Tell everyone.
I don't know.
You don't know who I have? Gary, go ahead.
Is it Randy Travis?
That's right.
And I've got the Queen.
I bet you Randy Travis dies before
Who
the Queen.
do I have?
Robin, you had somebody.
I don't even remember.
Well, I had OJ.
Right. So
does Robin have Regis? Do you have Regis?
I don't know.
See, and that's fantasy sports. You guys are all competing. You pick something, right? So
at least I didn't go into a war room for that.
Right. Well, true. But you've now got a rooting interest in Randy Travis's health, which you never would have cared about before.
I'm calling the hospital daily.
Robin does have Regis.
Oh, she has Regis?
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody for me to call.
So that's fantasy sports. It's the exact same thing.
Yes, but maybe I do like this.
I'm telling you, you would love it because it would get you into sports.
So are you making a living now just strictly off fantasy sports?
I make a nice living, yeah.
You make a good living?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you make a good living? ESPN doesn't pay jack shit, do they?
Yeah, they do. I mean,
what do you make over there?
I don't make Howard Stern money, but I do well. I do well.
Are you a millionaire?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Look at this.
You weren't a millionaire when you left writing.
He might have been.
I was close. I was close. But
didn't you write Crocodile Dundee 2?
3.
3.
Yeah, not even the good one. Not even I wrote the third one. Yeah.
Yeah, but the story. Tell that story.
All right. So I was a screenwriter in Hollywood for the longest time.
Right.
And I was just doing fantasy sports stuff on the side.
Right.
So anyway, and I was working with my writing partner, a guy named Eric Abrams, who, by the way, huge Stern fan. He's the guy that turned me on to you like over 20 years ago.
Thank you, Eric.
So, anyway, so we get called. Hey, our agent calls up and says, "Hey, you guys know who Paul Hogan is? Of course. You ever seen Crocodile Dundee? Of course." He's like, "Well, he's a client here at the agency. He wants to do a 3rd installment of the franchise. I'm the agent in charge of putting writers in a room to pitch him ideas. You guys want me to throw you on the list?"
Right.
And we're like, yeah, let's meet Paul Hogan. That'll be a funny story.
That'd be
like,
cool,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever. We're not. He's like, but we've never written a movie before, you know. And he's just like, you won't get the job. It doesn't matter, but it'll be good practice because we wanted to get into movies. So we go in, we watch the first two, and there's only 2 rules apparently, that it has to take present day, has to take place present day, which means 16 years after the second movie. You know, of course, because everyone's all clamoring for another Croc movie, and then and his real life wife has to be in it, Linda, so she's got to be in it. So whatever. So like we don't spend a very much time because we're not getting this job. So we just go in and we're just like, look, you did New York in the first 2 movies. Why don't you do L.A. in this movie? You've been living with this woman for the whole time. You're not married, but you've got a kid. Because we'd figured like at that time something about Mary was the big movie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like so, and there was like no way that this could be an R-rated comedy that could compete with that. So we're like, the only chance you have is a family to do this for families. So anyway, so we go there and we pitch and we say, so look, just come to L.A. and it's Beverly Hills Croc. Right. You're going to walk around L.A. and wacky stuff happens. You get a job at a movie studio because you can talk to animals, whatever stupid thing that is, right?
Yeah.
There's some bad guys there you saved today. Not tough. You know, it's Croc 3. We'll make it funny.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's what we say. And he's just like, you guys are the only ones who get me. You're hired. We're like, really? We're hired on this thing?
Wow.
What? Right?
So you go off and write the script.
Right. So the deal is, so we actually don't want to write them. We're like, are we really going to write Croc 3? And they're like, guess how much they want to pay you.
How much?
We ended up, but because the movie got made and we got credit and residuals, we ended up making close to $1 million on that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I want to say like 850, 900, something like that.
Robin, why don't we write Crocodile Dundee 4?
4?
Yeah, listen to my pitch, okay?
Okay.
We can write this simple. Tornado hits Australia. Crocodile Dundee gets swept up in it. Him and a whole bunch of alligators. Alligators start falling all over people and eating them.
Alligator-nado.
Yeah, the only guy, Crocnado. The only guy who can save the day is Crocodile Dundee. What do you think? Bye, Cracky, you get me.
Right, see? Sold.
Right.
Done.
Wow, I didn't know it was that easy.
Well, we're like, well, listen, this is my advice to the kids out there. If you're going to sell out big, right? So
you bet.
We heard that amount, and we were just like, all right, we're in. Okay. So the deal was, he was just like, well, he wants to write it with you guys. He wants that. And we're like, oh, boy. So, like, we can't imagine spending 3 months in front of a computer screen with Paul, right? And we're like, he didn't want to do that.
Right.
So we basically say, like, look, let us write the first draft.
Right.
And we'll give it to you. And then you'll do it, right?
Yeah.
You know. So, and he's like, great. So we write the first draft, and off of his notes, and whatever we do, we pitch everything to him. How about this or this and whatever. So we go off and we write the first draft, and we give it to him. And the whole plan is that the 3 of us are going to have writing credit written by the 3 of us.
Right.
Okay. So then he goes and rewrites it, and he rewrites it like this. So pretend we had a scene where we said like interior radio studio. Matthew Berry's being interviewed by the king of all media, Howard Stern, about fantasy football. And so then, Howard, hey, Matthew, nice to meet you. Okay. He would rewrite that interior TV studio. Piers Morgan is interviewing Bob Smith about soccer.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Bob. Let's have dinner on Sunday. Like, so there's not one word that's the same, but it's the exact same scene,
Script,
the point of the scene.
Right. Instead of nighttime, it might be daytime.
Right. It's all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Instead of interior restaurant, it's interior bar. Like, it's like that's what he did. He rewrote the entire script like that.
Right.
It's like a college kid copying his term paper. Right.
Right.
And then what he did was, and we didn't care about that, but then he turned it in and took our names off. He said he wanted sole writing credit.
Wow.
And we're like, and because of the contract and everything like that, we needed to have writing credit on the movie.
Absolutely,
like because of residuals and everything like that. I mean, the whole reason we wrote it was for money.
Right.
So now the line's drawn in the sand, so it's us versus him. And I mean, it's like, here's Paul Hogan, every scene of the movie, written based on characters he created, executive produced by him, starring him. He's in every frame of the movie, but he still needs solo writing credit. So
strange,
right? So it goes to the Writers Guild, which is a process that anytime there's a dispute over the credits, it goes through the process. They vote for us. They read our draft, his draft, and the final shooting script, and they say Matthew and Eric get writing credit. So okay, fine. He appeals it. After the appeal, still same thing. He appeals the appeal. All right. So now he's had 9. It's a 3-person each time, 3-person panel. So he's now lost 9-0, right?
Right.
3 different times he's lost. You'd think he'd drop it, but no. He goes on all the media, including the show. I was so horrible. I was listening to KLSX in LA, right? I'm listening to you, and the first time you've ever heard of my existence, he's on here promoting the movie, and he's trashing us. He's just like, I'm going to sue the Writers Guild.
That clip? Where is that? I want to hear that.
I think it's. They told you. I think it might be on Gary Page 2, guys.
Let me see. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah.
I was horrified.
I don't even remember him doing this show.
Yeah, me neither.
Right.
I kind of remember him doing the show. It was so long ago. You wrote this one yourself?
No, I'm not credited with writing it, but I did. Yeah.
You did. You wrote it.
Yeah.
You gave
Why are you
somebody
not
else the
credited?
credit?
I wrote the screenplay. The WGA wouldn't let me have a credit because I'm the producer.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't make
So
sense.
who's credited as a writer?
That
doesn't make sense. It's true. It doesn't make sense.
Well, the reason is the reason that rule is that if you are a producer on the movie, so that you can't just force your name on the movie, you have to prove that you have written it. So there's a standard. I believe it's 50%. 50% of the screenplay has to be new.
Well, let me just,
if you're a producer.
There's 12 seconds left on this clip. Let me just see if there's anything else interesting.
The 2 guys that wrote the plot with me.
I see.
Yeah, but it's not their fault. It's the WGA.
Never heard of that before.
They're about to go on strike, and I'm a dirty foreigner and a producer.
Do you own this film as well?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So there you go.
And you were sitting and listening to that going, oh, shit.
Right. I mean, first up, we're not like super proud of having written Croc 3, you know, but now we're in this very public thing.
Did the movie do well at all? I mean,
it made money.
It made money.
It made money. It didn't do as well as the first 2 movies, but it definitely made money. And we made.
I love Crocodile Dundee. I do. I love that whole thing. Yeah.
So of course, they get treated like shit. They're not allowed to walk the red carpet, and they're supposed to have.
Oh, you went to the premiere and they treated you like shit?
Oh, totally. Because right, so not only we had the last 2 seats in the theater, like in the very corner, like all the cast and crew is there. Our names are only in the one place Paramount was contractually obligated to put it there. Yeah, I mean, and normally you go to a premiere, all the stars get tables. Like we didn't even get chairs. We got one of those stand-up tables, way in the corner.
You wouldn't give up your writing credit. What's wrong with you?
Apparently not.
Yeah. So you had a pretty good career going as a writer before you got into this fantasy football stuff. Did you work on Married with Children too?
I did.
Gary told me that.
Yes,
what did you do for them?
That was before the movies. I was a story editor. I worked on the last episode, last year of the show.
Yeah.
So I co-wrote the 250th episode on the answer to a trivia question. And I wrote,
so this guy was doing really well, and then you just gave it all up for. Do you ever have any temptation to go back to writing?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I was 35 years old, and I was totally miserable. I'd been in therapy, and I was.
People would think that's really cool though, to be a writer and to work on all those shows.
Well, I know, and that was what was screwing me up. Was I'd had this success, I had this job that everyone.
What was your big
dreams of.
story on Married with Children? That Ed O'Neill was cheap.
Yeah.
What did he do? What did he buy everybody for a gift?
So basically, he was totally cheap. So, you remember, at that time, this is 1995, and everything, economy's doing real well, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, we'd heard on other shows, Seinfeld had bought his entire staff for Christmas, the camera guys and the crew guys, he'd bought them all really nice Schwinn bikes, $250 bikes, and
nice.
And Drew Carey had bought VCRs for everyone, So here we are. We're in the 12th year of the show, and the guys that created Married with Children, Moy and Levitt, were really generous. So guys that had been on the show from year 1 had been there for 12 years.
Right.
So here, the entire cast gets together and they give, as a Christmas gift, in year 12. A beach towel, a Married with Children beach towel, and not even a nice big thick beach towel, but
you don't appreciate that,
right? Some sort of super thin.
Here's a nice beach towel,
right?
Wow.
A $12 beach towel, and it wasn't even like on Seinfeld. I think Jerry gave a gift, and then the other 3
but when you go to the beach, you're really dry, right? Because you have a towel.
Yeah, it's absorbent. It's a Married with Children beach towel. And then there was another one where. I wasn't here for this, but it was passed down by a number of people. So after the season 8 or something like that, Ed, who played Al Bundy, Ed says to the entire casting, to all the camera guys, "Hey guys, good season, nice work, let's go to lunch."
Right.
You know, like on the last day. So they go out to lunch and whatever. So all the grips and key grips and everything are out there. And so the waitress brings the check to Ed. And he picks it up and he's just like, "All right, who had the tuna fish?"
No. He
I swear to God. He made them all go Dutch. No, it's like the $200 check. He invited them.
That's great.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
No wonder you wanted to go into fantasy football.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so explain something to me. You
Yes,
get out
sir.
of fantasy football, you get a job. And how do you get a job with ESPN being a fantasy football expert?
Well, basically, how the version is that in 1999 there was a website that was advertising for writers, right?
Yeah.
And I basically wrote and I said, like, look, hey, I'm a professional writer living out here in Hollywood, but fantasy sports is my life. I love it.
Wow.
Can I try out? Can I do something on the side for free? They wrote me back and they said, we looked you up on IMDb. Married with Children is our favorite show of all time.
Right.
You're hired.
Wow.
So that was in 1999. I worked on that site for about 4.5 years.
Man.
I developed a big enough following that I decided to start my own website called TalentedMrRoto.com, which was my dumb little
Talented Mr. Roto?
Yes.
What is that?
I know.
TalentedMrRoto.com.
Right. Well, so fantasy baseball used to be called Rotisserie League Baseball. That's what it used to be called. So Roto for short. And
what do you do on the website? You make recommendations and picks and stuff. So you're kind of like a handicapper for football.
Yeah. I give advice, but
how can you give advice if you don't win regularly in fantasy football?
I do win regularly. I do win. But
Gary, is he considered a great? Now,
first of all, he's in our league. Is one of how many leagues are you in?
I'm like in 10 leagues. Yeah.
Who put you in our league? How long ago did you join our league?
Can I tell you how we got in our league?
Yeah.
We decided when we started the league we were going to put one celebrity in the league.
Okay.
So our original celebrity was Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah. Now all the guys hated Jerry in the league.
We love
right?
Jerry.
You do.
We hate him in the league.
Yeah. Why do you hate him in the league?
There were two things that were going on. The first is, in the draft, which he would do via phone, he would only draft New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys.
Why does that annoy you?
Because it's not taking it seriously.
I see.
It's not taking it seriously.
That's not how you win.
But the other thing is, after Monday Night Football's over, 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning is when the wire opens, and so everybody puts their trades in. You can't, but there's an order to go. And you can't. One trade can't be made till another one is made. There's a hierarchy.
You all rely on
And
it.
Jerry we couldn't find him for like 2 days.
So he didn't.
So we threw him out of the league.
You threw him out. Who threw him out?
Jason had to call him.
Right.
Jason, come here. So you need. Why did you want a celebrity to make it more fun?
We just thought it'd be fun to have one.
Right. Jason, what happened? Why did you get selected to call Jerry O'Connell and throw him out of our fantasy football league?
Because I'm the asshole, and that's my role.
And
Will
how did that
didn't want
go?
to do it, right?
Oh, Will totally didn't want to do it.
How does that go? I mean, what do? You just,
know what? It wasn't horrible. I don't remember exactly because you just haven't seen that into it, and you haven't been available.
And did he put up a fuss or
no?
He understood.
Like I said, I think he kind of.
Right.
He kind of
So he
understood.
wasn't that upset.
But to go back to how annoying he is, because I explained this to you the other day, and you seem
Who's
to get
annoying,
it.
Jerry? Yeah.
Jerry. It's like when you're playing blackjack and someone doesn't play by the rules.
Right.
It's
I hate that.
Yeah. And so by him doing shitty drafts, it screws up everybody's,
Right. So he's out.
Future picks. So he's out and Berry's in.
But how do you decide that Matthew Berry's going to be in?
I have a pretty good personal relationship with Matthew, and I knew he's a fan of the show, and I knew he wanted in, so he was my first, I'm like, hey, let's put
Why
Matthew
does
in.
Will hate Matthew? I hear all this.
Will's got a whole thing in his head that Matthew is a bully, and that
which is insane.
He hates that Matthew calls himself a fantasy expert, and who the fuck is he to be a fantasy expert? And he just gets under Will's skin so easily.
Will, why are you disturbed by Matthew? He seems to take the league seriously. I mean, this is what you're looking for.
Right.
Why does he get under your skin?
First of all, is this thing on?
See, this is what's great about this. It's all male camaraderie, right?
It is.
And wives never understand this shit, like why everybody's all worked up.
Although wives are now getting more into it. I like in the book. There's like a ton of stories of husbands and wives playing together.
Oh, you wrote a book? Is that why you're here?
Yes.
I didn't even know why the fuck you walked in.
What's the book called?
What's the book? Let's plug that.
Thanks, guys. It's right here.
What is that?
It's called Fantasy Life.
Matthew Berry. It's all about your life with fantasy football.
It's a bunch of
Do you talk about these guys? Because you're in a league with them.
I am in a league in this. I talk about these guys. I talk about you. I talk about the influence you had on my career.
Influence on fantasy football?
Yes.
How did I influence you rather briefly?
Well, just because what I loved about you, there's so many things, but I love the fact that you basically said, like, I don't care how everyone else does morning DJ. Like, people forget that you were a morning DJ, like traffic and news, and you basically said, I'm going to do it my way.
That's right.
Right, you know, and so you didn't follow the rules, and you obviously became who you are. And so I love the fact that, you know, you would talk for 17 minutes about what you had for breakfast. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I basically, in my columns, I made it about myself. I basically ripped you off. I basically, I made it.
I influenced you.
Totally, completely influenced. And I've talked about it throughout my career
and
in the
you're
book.
Successful. Look at that.
No, it absolutely works.
All right, well, good. Thank you for saying that. Now, what's your problem? This guy seems like a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
He is.
First of all, Jason has a big fat hard-on for Barry. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, he licks his ass.
Oh, really?
No, I like Matt Berry. I don't know what to tell you. I like him as a person. I like him as a fantasy guy.
Right. Jason's like one of those women that knew nothing about fantasy sports, and then he started following Barry, and that's his messiah. He listens to everything that Barry says now.
Right.
Have you ever won the league?
I have won the league.
Oh, look at you.
Now ask Will how many times he's won the league.
Has it?
How many times have you won?
There's a lot of luck involved in fantasy, Howard. Okay?
Have you
there
won?
is.
But, Will, the way you're talking sounds like you want Jerry O'Connell back in the day.
No, Barry's all right. He's just a pain in the ass.
Right. So he irks you.
Why is he a pain in the ass?
Because he comes in, he's new to the league, and he immediately wants to make league changes. And
what kind of changes?
There was something
lots of rules bothered him because they affected him personally.
Right. What were the rules?
I don't know what happened last year, but there was a rule discussion, right?
There's waiver issues.
And I know that Will was pulling his hair out of his head.
Right.
And it's the reason why Will has been our commissioner. He has stepped down as commissioner.
I don't want to do it anymore because I have a job to do.
Right. So he's a commissioner.
What is your problem with the league?
Well, there's no problem with the league. The rule was very confusing.
It wasn't that confusing until it affected you personally.
I didn't understand.
What is the rule?
Howard, I've been playing for 30 years. I do this professionally, right? So I'm like, I play in a ton of different leagues. And so I say, like, look, I don't totally understand this. And I say, does anyone else understand this? And Jason's like, I don't understand it.
His little lapdog didn't understand either.
Right. So then JD texts me, and JD's like, yeah, I don't understand it either. I don't want to get into this publicly. And then John Hine, emails the league.
That's full of shit. John Hine did not say anything.
John Hine emails the league and says, well, here's how I understand the league. So he explains the rule. And then he says, is that right, Will? So even John Hine doesn't understand the rule.
Is anybody doing actual work around here? That's what I'm getting nervous about.
That was the problem.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work going on into this fantasy.
Too much work. That's why I went out. I said, I got to concentrate on the show. Fat boy over there.
No, I'm temporary. I am just taking the lead for a couple months.
And was this ruling changed based on what Matt Berry had to say?
Well, we had already started the league. This was the whole thing. Once the season starts, you can't just change the rules in the middle of it.
I just asked
so
for
that's why all this trouble was. And Matt, I come home. I know Will's getting into arguments with him on the phone. Then I come home and Matt is texting me.
Who's the biggest nut case in this league? Is it JD?
David Height.
David Height?
It's David Height.
Oh, really?
Okay, first of all, he shows up with a binder that looks like he's doing his thesis at Columbia University.
Yeah, it was organized.
Very organized, but like several binders and everything like that. And I'm going to preface this. I get along great with David. I like David a lot, except when we play fantasy football.
Right.
Then he annoys the living shit out of me.
Why? Because he has a binder?
Well, no, because one of the great things about playing fantasy is everybody breaks everybody's balls.
Right.
But it's very good-natured. You know, so like I might get up and I might make a pick and Will take a crack at me, but there's a joke in there.
Right.
Whereas David, he would question you, Gary, why are you doing that? That's really bad.
Why would he question you? I mean,
because that's what what people do. Like, there's always the expert in the league. That's the guy who knows better than everybody else.
Right. And why is it so important to JD to win? What is
he did win once. He did win once. He beat me actually the first year I played.
Doesn't he put an unusual amount of hours into this thing?
First of all, he plays every fantasy sport. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did fantasy sumo wrestling like what Matt. He plays it, not just the football. And yes, it means.
How does he have time for that?
I don't know, but Howard, here's what's amazing.
What else is he doing?
Even more,
but working for me 24 hours a day. Why do you? What fantasy beside football are you involved in? Honestly.
Well, I'm in about 4
4 fantasy baseball leagues.
Are you a fan of Matt Berry's, or are you not? You like him? He doesn't irritate you?
Yeah.
He's a good guy. Is David Height irritating to you, too?
Well, you know, when you see someone with a big binder, it's a little annoying.
Is David Height in danger of becoming another Jerry O'Connell and getting thrown out? No, he takes it seriously?
Well, okay, so let me tell you something. So, Jimmy Kimmel's got a league, right? We had heard through the grapevine that Cousin Sal came up with this great idea. The winner of the league on any given year could throw anybody out the next year.
Oh, wow.
I thought this was a great idea. And in fact, there's a story. Tell a story about it.
There's a story that's in the book about 1 year, John Hamm of Mad Men, he's in the league as well, right? And so taping's running long, and they're blowing up his phone. Where are you? Where are you? He's like, I'm coming. Like, let's go. He gets through traffic. They're like, dude, where are you? So he gets there. He's out of breath. His hair's all messed up. He's clearly made unbelievable efforts to get there, and they're like, you're voted out of the league.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that Cousin Sal, he can really be mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sal's great.
What goes on in fantasy football? There's some fantasy football leagues that are so crazy that the guy who wins can force one of the other guys to get a shitty tattoo?
Yeah, that's what the book is. The book is like lots of the great stories. So there's a league in Omaha, Nebraska. If you go to YouTube and you look for Tattoo League, you'll see it, right? Yeah, the loser of the league has to get a tattoo chosen by the winner.
So literally, if I win, I could say to a guy, I want you to tattoo your head with a cock on it and cock and balls?
Yeah, their rule is that it can't be on the face and it can't be like racist or offensive, but like embarrassing. So the guy that lost last year has a tattoo of Justin Bieber's face.
And it says fantasy loser.
It's fantasy loser.
Oh, that's fantastic.
# YOLO swag. Like, he's a 25-year-old dude. He's going to be 50 and he's got Justin Bieber's face on his leg, like it's about that big.
I mean, that is fantastic.
Right. So we talked about...
That would be a great league, like a guy has to put his wife up. In other words, the winner the winner gets to pick whatever wife he wants to bang.
So I brought the punishment idea. I brought the punishment idea a couple of years ago, and I said, that's a funny idea. So I had the votes... Right? And then I think I will wavered a little bit. A couple of guys thought it was too cruel, but JD is very against the punishment. He's finished last 3 years in a row.
He's last place 3 years in a row. Howard, it's actually harder to finish last 3 years in a row than it is to win the league.
JD, why are you so bad at it?
I don't. You know what?
And you put the most time in.
I draft stupidly. I pick people that I think are going to come back, and they don't do shit.
Yeah.
I put in. I vote players. I pick players too high. I'm just a mess.
So, the draft day is the best day for fantasy football. When you get together, you put your team together, the whole season's ahead of you.
Wow.
Usually you leave feeling pretty good.
Right.
He is miserable after a draft. I mean, just
Why are you
miserable.
I don't understand.
Because the first 2 picks are pretty basic. It's like, all right, but then it's just I don't know. I just fuck up.
Why you're not getting any enjoyment out of this? Why are you torturing yourself?
Because I want to do well. I want to succeed in something in life.
He does one of those things, by the way. He's a huge Bengals fan. He's from Cincinnati. And he tends to draft a lot of Bengals who don't perform because he likes to watch their team.
No, hold on. I don't draft Bengals that don't perform unless they're lower.
Howard, you know what he does?
What does he do wrong?
I'll tell you. He overthinks it. I think it's the same thing with women. I think he just overthinks it too much, and he just gets in his own way.
Wow. Is that the trick to fantasy football? Don't overthink it?
Yeah. In some ways, you just kind of like... Yeah, let it come to you. Yeah,
is there one secret you could give everyone on how to win fantasy football?
Patience. Be patient. People tend to panic and they'll bail on a player like early on, after 1 week and they don't do it. Generally speaking, players will do what they're supposed to do. You have to have patience.
Go with your gut, and your initial feeling was this guy's going to do well. The first game of the season, don't panic.
Right. Yeah. Like that's a
Does
basic...
JD panic? Is that his problem?
He does. He does. He overthinks everything.
He'll come into the draft with like a rule. For example, there's no way I'm drafting Dustin Keller this year. Like that'll be his rule, and then he'll break it like 10 minutes into the draft.
I drafted
Glenn.
I stupidly drafted D'Angelo Williams a year after he shit the bed, and he shit the bed again.
Right.
I'm a fucking mess.
You know why Jerry O'Connell probably didn't take it seriously? He married Rebecca Romaine.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, he's
Jesus
married to
Christ.
a supermodel.
Yeah, right. He doesn't have time to sit there and be doing a draft.
That could be true, or I think we were the 12th league he was in, so the opposite of that might also be true.
He is too much.
Yeah, he got all bitter. I think.
Can I talk about? Yes, Chad. Chad, you're on the air in Asheville.
This is a ridiculous conversation.
Why is that?
Well, hey, this guy is supposedly an expert on fantasy football. He wrote a whole fucking book about fantasy football.
Yes.
His advice is don't overthink it. Any thought about fantasy football is overthinking it. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think the book is more about people's experiences with fantasy football. It's anecdotes, this kind of thing, isn't that?
The only thing more boring than fantasy football is listening to a bunch of fat losers who can't play any sport talk about their fantasy football.
He's right. Isn't it true that 91% of the people who play fantasy football are white males?
Not that much, but yeah, it's pretty male. It's pretty
male
but
and
like,
pretty white, right?
Fairly white.
Is that because black people are busy playing football and white guys are busy watching?
Yeah, white guys can't play, so they're just having fantasy.
We haven't really done that study. We got to figure that out. Dial down on that.
Very few black fantasy football leagues. Is that true?
No, that's not true.
But no,
can I just talk about one more controversy that's going on in the league this year? Because we might as well have it out right now.
Go ahead.
So we're a 10-person league. That's a pretty good size. That's your regular size.
Okay.
So there's been talk about expanding to a 12-person league.
Right.
Mostly because JD has enlisted a porn star that he's madly in love with to play, but she doesn't really know how to play. But he told me yesterday she's been studying.
She's studying.
But it's not, I don't want to bring someone who's
going to bring a girl in just because you're trying to fuck her?
I'd rather no. Well, not. I don't think I'd fuck her, but
chances are these other guys will fuck
listen,
her.
I'd rather look at her than David Height on draft day. All right,
you know what?
Sorry,
yeah, but you want people to take it seriously.
Right. I know. You know that too.
Bring her in to put the stickers on the board. Then, if you want to look at her on draft day, we can get models to come in and do it.
It was just an idea, guys.
He wants an excuse.
It's not just an idea because he's already spoken to her and he's got her working on studying to be in the league.
No, she was doing that before. It's like, Gary, just leave me alone, will you?
But I'm almost.
You know what's going to happen? Jerry O'Connell end up fucking her, and he's not even in the league.
Listen, we'll stay 10 teams. I don't care. It's fine. I'll finally lose again.
All right, exactly.
And there will not be a punishment.
You realize you might lose to a porn star then, right? Do you understand? Can you imagine someone who doesn't know what she's doing at all, and JD still finishes last?
Well, you know, it'll be just my fucking luck.
JD, you got a bad attitude.
And that's what his downfall is. He's having a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Are we not, Robin, seeing the fun of fantasy football right now with these guys acting like idiot 2-year-olds?
It's the genesis of why JD and Jared stopped talking to each other.
Oh, is that?
It was over a kicker.
Oh, you guys were fighting over.
No, listen. He accused me of the kicker was a whole other thing or something.
He accused you of what?
I picked up someone off a waiver wire, and he started accusing me of how I'm not doing work. I'm worried about fantasy football.
Right.
And then it got then I got pissed off because I don't like my work ethic questioned, and that's how that started.
Oh, that's how it started.
Yeah.
But still, the JD Jared fight on the Stern Show started because of fantasy football.
Fantasy football.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fascinating topic, isn't it? It really is. What?
There's one other thing that Jason just brought up. When we do, the draft is the most fun day of the year. There's a lot of hope, and everybody brings.
By the way, you're all fired if you show up at that draft.
Everybody brings their best ball breaking and all that stuff. Yeah. But there's one guy that does suck the life out of the room, and that's Scott Sale.
Scott's involved in the league.
He's funny because here's what he does. He gets up. His papers are all over the place. He's shoveling through papers, and he gets up and he slowly walks to the board and cracks a joke that nobody laughs at.
Right.
And then he picks a guy who broke his leg 2 days ago.
And his players always get injured or don't succeed like they should.
So he's shitty at that.
Right. Well, he puts the black cloud curse on them.
Yeah, he drafted Matthew Stafford last year, who had come off an amazing season, and then last year, of course, just had a terrible season.
So you're saying when Scott drafts somebody
right.
they actually do poorly.
Correct.
They have
That
a
is
bad.
correct. They have
If
That's not true. That's not true.
You did draft Matthew Stafford last year,
Well,
right?
he had a bad year, but the other guys I drafted had good years. I mean, listen, I've never come in last. I finished in the top 6 and made the playoffs every year.
Okay.
I think I missed one. I came in second one year. I'm doing pretty good. It's not like I mean, JD can't find his way out of a paper bag.
That's the great thing about it, Howard.
So in other words, you've beaten JD.
Yeah, but I don't do that much work for it, though. I come in with, a bunch of papers, and I just start picking. That's why I pick injured players, because I got to work here.
Right, you're busy working.
I don't waste.
That's the worst thing ever. Not true.
Why don't you ask Scott how much work he puts into his fantasy baseball league? You think he was a real commissioner of the MLB?
Well, it's all rather depressing to me. I mean, guys, stop wasting your time with this shit and get back to work. The book is called, all right? Now, why do all you guys think that Matthew Berry's wife is too hot for him?
So she's a 10.
She's really pretty.
She's a 10?
Yeah, she's really pretty.
Matthew, how'd you get this stunning-looking woman?
I met her.
You met her?
I met her.
She was impressed with your fantasy football?
No, she doesn't. No, she was not. She was not impressed. You should ask
Your wife
her.
is here with you?
Yes, she is.
Let me take a look at her to see if she's too hot for you. I'll pass judgment
She
on
is,
the
by the
matter.
way.
He's
Her name
too
is
hot.
Jess.
Is there a punishment?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to divorce. Will you be willing to put her up for the league? So you guys. Oh, whoa. Holy mackerel. That's your wife?
This is my wife.
Oh, for
This is my
God's
wife,
sake. She
yeah.
is too hot. You're way too hot for him. What? Don't you think you're too hot for him?
No.
You don't?
There you go, honey. Thank you.
Do you like the fantasy football thing?
No.
You do not. It bothers you as a wife, and you don't understand it.
I don't understand it. It takes up a lot of time. He's obsessed.
But it's paying the bills.
It's paying the bills.
Yeah,
and he's
come
happier.
on.
And he's happier.
I'm very
So much
happier.
And the
And we do-
season is 18 weeks, so
Right.
mentally I'm prepared that once football season starts, there's an end. There's a light at the end
Let
of the
me ask you a
tunnel.
question, and everybody wants to know this. It's probably on everyone's mind right now. Would you rather be with Jerry O'Connell for a husband or Matthew as your husband?
I don't know who Jerry is.
You don't know who Jerry is? Oh, my goodness. That's an insult. Trust me, you'd rather be with
No,
Jerry.
but we did she played fantasy last year. We did a league with our kids and like their friends and their
You
parents
love
and everything
it.
like
You
that.
love it. It's your life.
I love it. You would love it, Howard.
The
And
book
if you
is
can't
called.
beat him, join him.
Right.
So I did try it.
How'd you do? Did you win?
I was in the middle. I'm competitive, so I started getting like upset.
And you started watching the players and studying and all of that.
I wanted to win.
It's only got to be good for the NFL. It gets more people interested in football.
The people that play fantasy watch more NFL games, buy more jerseys, more tickets, like that. I mean, it's a $1 billion industry.
Oh, they're
Howard.
just really stupid, is what you're saying.
Howard, here's the weird part. The players, a lot of NFL players play, and then they tweet about other players who had a shitty day.
Oh, wow.
Like another running back will say, "Hey, man, you fucked up my league this week."
Oh, that's interesting.
Just to give you an idea, Howard, 13% of all Americans played fantasy sports last year. To give you a comparison, 8% of all Americans played golf.
Yes. Now,
I mean,
how much is the most expensive league you're in?
The most expensive league I'm in, I got invited this year to a $10,000 a team league. I've heard of a Wall Street league where it's $100,000 to get in.
A buy-in.
A buy-in of $100,000.
So the winner could win $1 million.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
God. How much can you win in the $10,000 league?
Well, there's 12 teams, so 120.
120?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, yeah. So, but
that one you must be taking very seriously.
Yes, but the truth
But do you play different players in different leagues? You have
Yeah,
to, because
you do.
sometimes other people get your favorite player.
And the truth is, Howard, I don't play for money. Like ESPN pays my salary. I'm thrilled with that. Like I play because it's fun. Like I'm like as we're talking with the Stern Show.
If there was
whatever,
no money
so, like,
involved,
fun.
would you still play?
Absolutely.
You would.
Absolutely, because it's about the pride and the trash talk, and it's about getting guys tattoos. Like there's a story in the book about there's a league in the Bronx TikToks where they make the loser dress up as a lion,
right?
And they all chase him with paintball guns.
Oh, jeez.
Right. I mean, so it's leagues like that.
Are there any penalties in any of the leagues that you're in presently?
No. But I'm trying to get the guys in here to do one because I think that would be funny.
Yeah.
And do it on the air or whatever. Like,
yeah.
JD's the only one that doesn't want to do it
because he comes in last.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
But we should outvote him. We should outvote him 9-1.
Well, I got to tell you, I had no idea any of this was going on. I'll be honest with you.
Right.
When Gary suggested you come in here and explain it to me, I said, and he started to tell me what was going on. I got very upset. I didn't like it.
Well, they don't do it during the show, Howard. And I would love it. It would be my dream if you would try this. If you and Beth played together, I know Beth.
I'm not playing, and it drives me crazy that a lot of the guys who play fantasy football around here, were not the same guys who stayed home during the hurricane. So there you go. All right, listen. Matthew Berry's book is Fantasy Life. It's in stores now. You can get it if you want to read about. It sounds like a fascinating book.
It's a bestseller. It made the bestseller list.
Personally, I'd rather see
well.
a picture of your wife in a bikini, but that's my. You wear bikinis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever photograph yourself and put it up on Twitter?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you do.
No.
Well, I'll follow
On
you.
Facebook.
What is your
On
Facebook?
Facebook.
On Facebook. I'll friend you. What is your handle?
Beth Berry.
Beth Berry? All right, I'll friend you immediately. For more info, including tour dates, go to fantasylifethebook.com. What do you mean tour dates?
Well, I'm doing book signings, and then I do some fantasy football, advice. People like who to draft and that kind of stuff. So.
Do a lot of fans turn? Do you have a lot of fans that are into this thing?
Yeah,
they'll come out and
I do.
Have you ever, your wife now, have you ever sexted Anthony Weiner?
Twice.
Twice. All right. And play fantasy football for free at ESPN.com, right?
Yes.
That's your employer.
Yes, it is.
And follow Matthew on Twitter at Matthew Berry, TMR. What's TMR stand for?
Talented Mr. Roto. It's my little nickname. It's my goofy little nickname, Howard.
That's weird. Yeah. That's a weird nickname.
Is he sexting anybody?
Oh, yes. Yes, he's sexting several of the NFL players.
Right, and Jason Kaplan.
Matthew, a pleasure to meet you. And,
Howard, this is such a thrill. You have no idea what a big fan I am of you.
Thrilled to meet you. Thrilled for you in your fantasy football life. You got out of riding. You're doing what you love, so I'm happy for you. Happy for you, too. And we'll be back.
Was she married to him when he was a writer?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you married the fantasy football Matthew.
I married fantasy football
Yeah.
Matthew. We met in Connecticut. He had already moved up from L.A. to Connecticut.
And when you heard that he played fantasy football, did you say, I'm heading for the hills? I'm getting out of this right away?
To be honest with you, I didn't even know what it was. And I thought he did a lot of digital work at ESPN. I think it was our third date I realized that.
Yeah, usually.
Website and
Usually a girl goes, well, I play fantasy football for a living. And, they go, oh, this guy, I got to get
right.
But you know what?
Yeah,
But Howard, that used to be the perception, but it's not true anymore. Jay-Z plays fantasy football. Ashton Kutcher plays fantasy football.
A girl might not understand.
Right, I understand. But there's
Isn't it great you have an unconventional living that you make?
I'm unbelievably blessed. It's amazing. I was 35 and depressed. I had these websites. I was making a good living in Hollywood. I was in therapy, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to chase happiness. I don't care about money. I gave up show business and just...
That's a very good lesson in life. Chase happiness.
I just chased happiness, and everything else ended up following. I just said, I want it... I've got these little websites. It's the only things I care about, and I'm going to just try to make a living at this. I don't know if I can, but this is the only thing that makes me happy.
Hey, good for you. Good advice. All right, listen, get the book, Matthew Berry's book, Fantasy Life, in stores now. We'll be back right after these words. Thanks, Matthew.
So, Matthew, you appeared to have piqued Howard's interest in fantasy sports, or at least in fantasy football.
Yeah.
So mission accomplished.
I think so. Look, I think there are a lot of people that thought Howard Stern would never utter the words fantasy football. So the fact that we did a whole segment on fantasy and that he was sort of interested, I think, that was great.
Will Murray, venting some of his frustration with you. Did you have any idea that this was coming down the pike?
Well, I knew Will was going to get angry at me because, that's what Will does. Will gets angry. He's wrong, you know what I mean? All I did was basically say, hey, can you explain this rule to me? And he got all bent out of shape.
you questioned his leadership, but in a valid way from your perspective.
From my perspective, yeah, I didn't understand the rule. And then there were other people in the league who were like, yeah, I don't understand the rule either. I don't understand the rule either. There, you know, like no one understood the rule except for Will. So, I don't know. You know, we eventually changed the rule, so, and everything's happy now. So
that sort of speaks to the fact that you were right.
I think so. I think it does. Like we changed the rule, and now everyone understands it. So
this rule aside, what are some of your criticisms of Will Murray as commissioner, being a guy who's been in so many leagues and understands the world?
That's my only criticism, because I think Will did a real good job, you know, as commissioner. So yeah, I mean, I think he was, you know, he was organized and did a good job. Was fair. Just got a little crazy.
And as long as I have you here right now, what's your feelings on Ray Rice? Because I want to pick your brain.
I like Ray Rice is here. I have him as a top 5 guy. I think the concerns of Bernard Pierce are overstated.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you look at his usage once Jim Caldwell took over calling the plays. You know, it's fine. In addition to that, losing Dennis Pitta, they're going to have to do something more in terms of sort of the middle of the field. And, you know, Rice is such a good pass catcher. I think Rice top 5 back, no question.
So you don't think losing Bolden in the passing attack, the Super Bowl, you know, hangover, none of that?
No.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No worries.
All right. Good luck with your new book, Matt.
Thank you, man.
Yes. You finally got a chance to out Matthew Berry as the know-it-all that you found him to be over the past couple of seasons. Conversely, do you see anything valuable about his advice and his columns, or is this guy all smoke and mirrors?
No, I mean, listen, he's a good writer. There's no doubt that he's a good writer, and I think that's what separated him from other fantasy experts. But at the end of the day, like, what makes him a fantasy expert more than you and I? Like, we watch the games, we know that, you know, there's a certain criteria, recipe to this. You know, somebody has a good offensive line, and they're going to have a good running back usually, and there's no kind of consequences to what he says. Like, he can give any advice. I think last year he said Michael Vick should be the #1 pick in every draft. Michael Vick was awful last year, right?
Right.
So, like, okay, who cares about that? He can just say whatever he wants. There's not. I can give advice to anybody. It doesn't matter if it's shitty or not. I mean, it's based on an event that hasn't happened yet. But to go out there and say that, you know, oh, I have all the answers, and then there's no kind of, like I said, consequence to being wrong. It's just like he comes back on ESPN the next week. It's fine. But again, that's aside the point. I just felt like he came in the league. He was a bit of a bully. He was upset about some of the way the waiver worked, so he wanted to blow the entire thing up and start again. And I just didn't have time for that. I'm busy with work. I got kids at home, the whole thing. So someone else can deal with it. I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Who is that someone else going to be?
Jason.
So Jason's going to take
Hippo
over.
boy over there.
Tell anyone for a long time.
The talented Mr. Hippo?
The talented Mr. Hippo. The untalented Hippo.
First of all, I don't want to brag, but, you know, I did play. I was on the my high school freshman football team. So of all the guys in the league, it's a good possibility I might have the most actual hands-on football experience.
Wow, I did not.
I mean, I don't know what JD's high school football experience was.
I think getting beat up by the football team.
Not sure what Will's was. I don't think he played fan. I think he was too busy dying of cancer in a hospital somewhere.
He has male cheerleader written all over.
Yeah, totally. Steve,
perfect build for it.
You played in high school?
Freshman football, starting wide receiver.
All right. Well, there you go. So Steve gets it. Steve knows. He's been through Hell Week. He understands. Yeah, you know.
When discussing this controversial league over the last few years, there's been, you know, lots of fights.
You want to see me get in a 3-point stance? I'll get in a 3-point stance.
Yes,
all
I do.
All right. This is what everybody wants.
Get out of a 3-point stance.
Well, I didn't say that. We're gonna cut, and it's gonna be a dissolve of me going sit. I was like, let's try it. Feet a push, shoulder length apart, knees. Right. So watch me break. Back off. I'll break out the ball.
Ready? On one. Down to.
Okay. Oh yeah, what was I gonna say about that? You didn't catch when I touched the ground over there.
Oh, my bad.
I was doing the sprints. Anyway,
I was trying to get the reaction.
Anyway, yes. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Trying to call your reaction.
So this league has been the source of lots of stress and great stories over the years. Do you think having Matthew here, introducing him to Howard, sort of getting it all out on the table will be almost cathartic for this league, will help you move forward?
No, it'll make it worse because now everybody knows what we've been arguing about behind closed doors. I think it's going to make everyone more hyper aware of what we're doing. But that's, to me, I mean, as a ball buster, that's what fantasy football is for me. I love draft day, love busting balls. I love busting balls. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still out of breath from that. You know,
if you want to take a knee for the rest of this interview, that's totally
it was 1997 the last time I played football. You take a knee. You know, I love, to me, I mean, obviously winning is great, and the season sucks halfway through if your team sucks and you're not going anywhere. But it's the back and forth, it's the bullshitting, and that's why the work league is the most fun, because most of us are here in the office together. So, like, we could come and I could be yelling down the hall, like, yo, JD, your team sucked this week, you know. It's just fun. It's fun stuff.
Robin, as you know, and as the world knows, it's no secret that your birthday is August 8th.
Oh, why are you telling people?
Well, because
don't you like me?
We won't be on the air August 8th, and I thought today I would pay tribute to your birthday, so that lest anyone think we were ignoring it.
Please, let's ignore it.
Yeah, are you depressed about it?
I don't think about it until, like, you make a big deal out of it, and then I have to say, what age am I?
First of all, there is the screen that says, Happy Birthday, Robin.
With
can I make a point?
Yeah.
Robin, I don't want to be a pain in the ass, but you thought about it a lot the year that he didn't celebrate it enough.
No.
Oh, here we go.
We've talked about this privately, and it wasn't that at all.
She didn't like the way I celebrated her birthday. Not that I didn't celebrate it enough. I know what she's talking about. Gary gone. That's because Gary's getting into his outfit for your birthday.
What is he doing?
Well, we put together a tribute. The first exciting thing is Gary's going to play trumpet, but in a sombrero. The amazing thing about Gary, there he is. He's got a Mexican sombrero. Gary doesn't look like a white guy. We even went out on the street and we asked people. We showed a picture of Gary and we said, "What ethnicity do you think this guy is?" Nobody. I think one guy thought he was white. All right, Robin, let's get on with it. It's time to celebrate your birthday. We have a couple of tributes and things and people to talk to from your past.
Oh.
And it's time to celebrate. Gary will kick it off with, this is a new version of Robin's theme with Gary playing trumpet live. Here we go.
Did he practice?
I want to get the mix right. Gary is in sombrero and poncho for Robin's birthday. You've only gotten worse at that. You were better the first day.
I was going to say, now his playing is just making noise.
Yeah.
I practiced the other day the trumpet player from Train was up here.
Yeah.
So he showed me the notes.
Yeah.
But after about 5 or 6 times blowing.
Here, let me start it again and try and do your best.
But I run out of. I don't know if I can get any sound anymore.
Try, right? 1, 2, 3. I'm here. It's a bed. Awful. All right. Annoying.
It would help if you waited till the music started.
Oh, yeah, that's what's going to help.
With those lips, you should be the greatest trumpet player ever.
You would think.
Yeah. You would. No notes, huh? For Robin's birthday.
Oh, there they go.
His giant lips are exhausted. All right. Very nice. How about Garnado instead of Sharknado? Gary-nado, where Gary has his trumpet and he lands on you and plays that in your house. All right, Robin, here is a couple of birthday messages put together for you on your sort of birthday. Here we go. David Spade.
Robin, it's David Spade. You can't tell by this nasally voice. And happy birthday. I'm glad you look really pretty and you're doing good. And my birthday's this month, so I'm going to switch it about me. And you're always funny in the show, and you always are adding something great, and you pay attention. I think that's good.
Robin, David Spade, the star of the hit movie Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2.
Yeah.
There you go. Right now, we have a special gift. This is a visitor from south of the border. This is Master.
I missed him.
I know. This is Master Shaman 𝗦𝗁𝗲𝗄𝗿. How do you say it, sir? 𝗁𝗲𝗄𝗿? 𝗁𝗲𝗄𝗿.
I never did get his name.
He's from Peru. He was there when you went through your ayahuasca experience, Robin. This is where you took hallucinatory drugs. He does not speak. It's a tea, yes, but it's a drug. He doesn't speak English, but he understands it. So we're going to use Elaine to translate his response, who speaks fluent Spanish, right?
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, here we go. All right. So, Jose, what do you remember from meeting Robin and giving her ayahuasca?
Yo me recuerdo que ella quería una visión profunda.
I remember that she wanted a profound vision.
Ella quería ser una persona mejor.
She wanted to be a better person.
Y quería el sacramento de ayahuasca.
And she wanted the sacrament of the ayahuasca.
All right. Now, how much did this cost?
$1,200.
$1,200.
$1,200.
Really?
Yeah.
Pero ella quería como descuento.
And so
But she wanted a discount.
Oh, I
better have gotten one.
All right, so she drank the ayahuasca, am I correct? Sí, yes.
Sí.
Okay, and then what happened?
Le dimos un cubito de plástico.
We gave her a plastic bucket.
Eso fue para que ella vomitaba.
It was so that she would vomit.
Cuando ella vomitaba, eso la ayuda de sacar todas esas cosas malas de adentro.
When she would vomit, it was to get everything out inside of her that was bad.
I can't believe Robin did this. It's unbelievable that she paid $1,200 for this. But go ahead, then what happened?
I don't remember it being that much.
Go ahead.
Ella hizo eso y para una visión, para que le dijimos que ella haga esto para que se le salga todo eso, esas cosas malas.
We told her to do this so that she could get everything out and have a profound vision.
I see. So she puked it out.
Sí, le dijimos que ella vomite todo.
Total.
Sí.
Que
no, puke it all out.
Puke it all
que
out.
no lo deje adentro.
Don't leave anything inside.
Right.
Porque si ella se quería curar, ella tenía que dejarlo todo salir.
Because if she really wanted to be healed, she'd have to get it all out.
Oh, good for you. Now, and then the hallucinations start. What was the first thing you noticed when she started to hallucinate?
Ella estaba diciendo cosas extrañas.
She was saying very strange things.
Oh.
Ella dijo una ham hand.
Oh,
manos de jamón.
Ham hands?
Manos de jamón. Manos de jamón. Manos de jamón.
Manos de jamón. Ham hands.
Manos de jamón.
I see. And she was hallucinating.
Sí, vio espíritus.
She saw spirits.
Y oyó cosas.
And she heard things.
What type of spirits did she see?
Ella vio una cara de un hombre.
She saw the face of a man.
Pero un espíritu de un hombre, pero la cara de un animal.
The spirit of a man, but the face of an animal.
Sí.
Oh, a spirit of a man and the face of an animal.
¿Cuál animal era?
𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗿𝗱 lo llamó Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
Sí, no entendía.
Over and over again.
Sí.
And he didn't understand that she just kept saying Baba Booey over and over again.
He wouldn't know that. That's a reference on our show. I don't know if you realize that. Baba Booey refers to our show.
Sí, fue extraño.
Face of an animal, a human.
Sí.
I see.
He said it was very strange.
All right. And then what happened? After she saw this hallucination of an animal with a face, Baba Booey.
So le dijimos que ella vomite.
So he told her to keep vomiting.
Vomited again?
She vomited again.
Keep vomiting.
Right.
Keep vomiting.
Yeah. And when she vomits, what do you do?
Yo lo estaba aguantando a ella para que no se caiga.
He was holding her from behind so she wouldn't fall.
Pero ella ponía me pusía las manos para que aguantaba sus senos.
She would put my hands over her breast to hold her.
To hold her. So you held her from behind while holding up her breast.
Pero fue muy grande para mí. Yo soy pequeño.
Breasts were too big for him because he's small.
Getting a little bit redundant.
You're not very tall. No.
Cinco pies.
So
he's 5 feet tall.
Right. So you handled her breast, but your hands are so small you couldn't even hold them up.
Si no la puede aguantar.
He couldn't hold her up.
Wow. So you held on to them. I see. And were her breasts unusual?
No, fueron grandes, pero a mí es más para aguantarla para que no se caigaba.
He said that they were very big, but for him it was good because she was sturdy. He could hold her up by her breasts.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So she threw up, and she had a hard time. And then what happened when she stopped throwing up? Was there anything to report there?
No, ella vomitaba y cuando ella se desmayó.
She fainted after she finished vomiting.
Right. Sí, se desmayó y yo la puse abajo.
He put her on the floor.
Right. Entonces ella fue extraño que me dio sus panties.
Panties?
He said it was very strange because she gave him her panties.
Oh.
I don't remember this.
Yo no entendía por qué.
You were out of it, Rob, and that's why
He said that he did not understand why she gave him the panties.
Did you ask her? Was there any explanation?
No, ella se desmayó, pero yo miraba el culito de ella. Que fue bien grande.
She fainted, but he was able to see her beautiful butt that was very large.
Pero había sudor.
But it was sweaty.
Sweaty, well, of course.
Beautiful though, Robin, beautiful.
I was vomiting.
Beautiful.
Come on.
Pero yo me quedé con los panties para olerlo.
He kept the panties so that he could smell them.
You still have those panties?
Stop it.
Sí.
And he still has them.
And you smell the panties?
Sí.
Yes, and
he
like
smells them.
You like
Muy
it.
rico.
Wow.
Very, very delicious.
Well, Master Shaman, you've told the real story of Robin with the ayahuasca and her horrible hallucination, that face.
Baba Booey.
Poor Robin. But we want to thank you for coming in.
Muchas gracias. Un honor.
He says an honor. An honor
to have you.
Mucho frío aquí.
Yes.
It's very cold here.
Oh, I think you said it was very free in this country.
Sí, muy frío.
Very cold. Yes, I know. That's why you're wearing your poncho and hat. And your sombrero, very much like what Gary was wearing when he played the trumpet. Well,
you must have felt at home when you saw it.
Would you like my underwear? You can put it next to Robin's.
Robin's más grande.
Yeah. Robin's are bigger.
You love it. You love her breasts. And boy, every story with you ends up with some guy fondling you.
Breasts.
And
rico.
Very delicious.
Delicious, yes. Well, thank you, Master Shaman. All right, and thank you for Elaine for the beautiful translation.
My pleasure.
Excellent. Very literal. All right, there she is.
And there he goes.
My shaman.
Your shaman. What a treat to have him here live. Usually it's on the phone. Good-looking guy. Wow.
Elaine, could you...
Do you want me to translate? Okay.
Elaine, can you help me with a few follow-up questions
Sure.
for Master Shaman? No. Master Shaman, you mentioned you were expelling the ayahuasca through vomit, but was there anything else coming from her other end?
Había un olorcito.
A little smell.
Su culo bien grande, so había un olorcito.
Her very large butt produced a very strong smell.
Ah, I see, sir. Also, when you were grabbing a hold of her breasts, did you note that she has large areolas? That's been said about her previously.
Sí, eran bien grandes los senos de ella.
They were very large.
Como platos.
Like plates.
Wow. I was going to go with silver dollars, but that's a whole nother level. Okay, thank you. And my final question, was this the most erotic of all of your ayahuasca moments?
En mi país no hay muchas mujeres que son bien bonitas así.
In his country, there are not women as beautiful as Robin.
So cuando yo la vi, eso me cambió la vida.
So when he saw her, it changed his life.
Sí, quiero mudarme aquí a los Estados Unidos.
He wants to move here to the United States to be closer to her.
So this experience moved you almost as much as it did Robin herself.
Sí, fue una experiencia.
Very important experience. Profound.
Master Shaman, thank you so much for sharing your story today. And thank you, Elaine.
My pleasure.
Senor 𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Sí.
Talk just for a brief moment, if you will, about all the prep work and sort of how this whole Robin surprise birthday thing came together.
You know, this has been going on. I think we had this idea in March, but John Hines really produced the segment. I mean, he ran everything by me, but, you know, came up with some ideas, ran it by Howard. Howard liked him, brought him to the writers' meeting. The writers wrote the scripts. John had some of them produced. Yeah, a lot of work involved for Robin's birthday show.
Is it difficult to navigate a segment like this? Because, you know, we haven't seen Robin in a little bit. You know, she's the only, like, major female player around here. How far is too far and how much is too much?
Hard to know until you do it.
Listen, your trumpet playing wasn't at its peak form today, but your effort was.
Sí.
Much appreciated.
So.
Hey Stern fans, welcome to Fine Time, the show where you, the fans, get the opportunity to ask questions and interact with your favorite Stern Show staffers, whack factors, and celebrity superfans. I'm your host, Rachel Fine. Now, my guest today rose to fame on Saturday Night Live, where his Joe Pesci and Goat Boy characters were instant classics. Stoners around the world love him from the film Half-Baked, and Stern fans really love him for his impressions of everyone from his family members to Judas Priest and Metallica. He is an author, a comic, a radio host, and he's the star of a documentary that focuses on the special relationship he has with his dad. Now, recently, he's left the party scene to focus on being a great husband and father, and he is still wiping the shit from his dad's ass. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Breuer. Why, hello, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us on Fine Time today.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. We had a ton of audience questions, so I'm
All right.
jump in here.
All right.
We've got one from Michael A. Michael asks, would you work on The Stern Show if they made you an offer?
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I definitely would.
Is
That
it-
would. I think that'd be a. Yeah, I think that'd be a huge honor. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
If it made sense, and yeah, definitely. In the past, I wasn't sure,
Yeah.
because but a lot of people bring it up to me or they ask, but I'd have to say the honest answer would be yes.
So maybe that's the next step in your career.
Who knows?
I hope so.
Who knows?
Question from Jason C. Jason asks, if this is what you look and act like sober, what are you like when you're actually high?
Well, those days are gone.
Okay.
But when I used to, I was my eyes are really red.
Yeah.
My eyes drip down even more, and I'd laugh a little too much and get a little too into my conversation. I'd usually go far out there in the conspiracy world, and then it would always end with paranoia of some type. always end with paranoia.
Has it been a long time since you've
It's been years.
Okay.
It's been years.
Question from David S. David asks, where did you get your metal singing voice, and have you ever been in a band?
I started in high school, and really, it was imitating. All I did was imitate. I would imitate all the bands I was into. So that's where I kind of learned to sing. I took some singing lessons from friends, and then band-wise, I started fronting a band, but we mixed stand-up comedy with musical hooks. So, and I did that in the late 90s, early 2000s. I just started doing it again. So technically, I sing, but not to the point where like, oh my gosh, he's singing now. It's just the hook, and then talk and do the stand-up.
But you treat music like an impression almost, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's the only. Yeah, like I almost feel uncomfortable if I'm just singing.
Yeah.
But if you give me an impression or a voice to work off of, I have more confidence with it.
Cool. Question from Paul M. Paul asks, is there anything you would do differently now if you were back on SNL that you didn't do before?
Oh, God. Yes, I would be more. I wouldn't take everything so personally. I took so many things so personally. I would take the writers personally if I thought they were throwing my jokes out or writing or criticize something while I wasn't there. I just took so many things personal. I wouldn't do that again, and I probably would have been there for at least 5 more years, at least wanted to be.
Question from Deborah C. Deborah asks, what is your favorite and your least favorite impression to perform?
I love any rock impressions. I like them more. My least favorite is the 𝗦𝗵cie one's old to me.
You're just tired of it.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost hacky.
Oh, hey, where's my assistant? Where's my... Hey, give me a cup of coffee. How long I gotta fucking wait here? I mean, come on.
I kind of want to do them anymore.
Got it.
Tracy Morgan, I'm getting tired of.
Love you, bros. People busy, man. I got children. And I'm alive, man. I like working with Alec Baldwin.
But even the impressions, like I only do the people I really like. I don't sit there and study people. I only imitate everything I'm really into and I like.
Got
so, I don't know.
Question from Patrick S. Patrick asks, has Tracy Morgan gotten in touch with you since you put it out there that he was kind of an ass to you?
He wasn't an ass to me. He just blew my show off 3 or 4 times in a row.
Right.
And knowing him for as long as I did, I would have expected either a personal, hey, sorry, I couldn't make it, but to like book himself on the show, me go, all right, this is 20 minutes to fill, this is 40 minutes to fill, and then just not show up. It was fine. First time, second time was weird. Like, why go to the point of saying, I'm coming on? If you don't want to come on, just don't come on.
Right.
Or deny it. No, I don't want to. So that was the only, but I also know Tracy. That's sort of who he is and what he does. Who knows? He might be in a position where they go, hey, really, why don't you do this? And he'll go, all right, yes, I'll do it. And then when it comes that moment, he's like, man, I don't want to do this. And then he doesn't do it. So I get that side too, but no, he hasn't reached out.
So have you talked to him since you talked about this experience? You haven't run into him? Or
No.
Okay, think it'll be weird?
But if I did, no, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Me and him would never have weirdness. And that's the thing, like, I don't have any weirdness towards him, but I did want him to know, like, hey, you could have just said, sorry, man, I flaked. I get it. I flaked too. We all flake. Don't book yourself and then just not show up multiple times. That's the weird. That's the only weird.
That's weird. Matt H. asks, are you happy with the way that family life has changed your act on stage?
No. Am I happy?
Yes.
Love it.
Okay.
I don't think I've been better my entire life or better career. I've never been better. Ever. This is the most confident I've been, the hardest I crush, the best material I've ever had, and it's just formulating into all these different avenues. This is the best ever. Thank God I have that family to push out there.
And does it ever cross the line with your family? Or are they ever?
No.
They're cool with whatever you say?
Yeah, they're fine.
That's good. Question from Joseph M. Will there ever be a half-baked to please with 100 E's?
That'd have to be a Dave Chappelle. That's his baby. And if there was, I honestly think the only reason to do it would have to be because it makes sense to do it, not just because the fans want it or whatever. And I think as clever as Chappelle is, the best way to do that is when we're older, because then it's ridiculous. Because to this day, there's never been a movie where the older guys are the half-baked guys. So to me, it's when we're all growing up and we have to come out of whatever environment. Like, to me, my character, I always thought it'd be hilarious. I grew up, I became a stockbroker or insurance or very successful white-collar guy, and now I'm coming back out of this world for whatever reason. That would be funny.
That would be very
funny. But just
funny.
To do half-baked for the sense of half-baked, that would ruin what half-baked is now.
So maybe someday.
Maybe.
Question from Dave C. Dave asks, tell us something about yourself that people would be surprised to know about you that you have not disclosed to Howard.
Maybe I'm deeper in faith than he realizes. Maybe.
A religious guy?
Not religious.
Okay.
I don't. Religious is you go to a Catholic church, blah, blah, blah. A deep spirituality that keeps away. That there's I believe in a different layer of spirituality than what most people probably think of.
Does your work ever feel like it's in conflict with that to you?
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I turn my back to it and I go, all right, I'll just do this.
Have you ever turned anything down because of your spirituality?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of jobs, plenty of sponsorships, stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Question from John K. John asks, are there any impressions you've wanted to do but you just can't seem to nail it?
No.
Nothing. You put your mind to it, you got it.
Yeah, I put my and there's not if I really want to do the guy, I'm gonna get him. If I really want to do them, I'm gonna get it, because that's how it works for me. If if there's something about, I would love to be able to do Stern.
Do you have you tried before?
Not even close. I never tried it.
This is a great opportunity on Fine Time to
No,
to
I only
work
do it when
through.
it's only do it when it's nailed.
Gotcha. There's none in progress. You can show us a sneak peek of it.
No,
this
I never
time.
even tried it, so I couldn't even go there.
All right. I'll let you off the hook. I want to thank Jim for taking the time to answer the questions that you, the fans, submitted. Keep sending your questions in. You can tweet them, you can Facebook them, you can even send a video submission and be a part of the show. And remember, this is your show, so don't screw it up. Until next time, I'm Rachel Fine, and I hope you had a fine time. Did you have a fine time, Jim?
I had a fine time, and there's really no better fans in the world.
That's so true.
They come out in huge numbers to see me. Thanks to Howard.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Baba Booey. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked about JD and his diet, and he said Will's a liar about how many cupcakes he eats. We talked about using the N-word in rap songs and whether it's appropriate for white people to sing it. We talked about Ronnie's tattoo. A hell of a lot went on. Here's what it was.
Why are you calling Will a liar?
Because he lied about me on the show today.
What did he lie about?
The cupcakes.
Not the Cheetos and the Pepsi?
So listen, sometimes if I don't eat breakfast usually, but if I'm hungry.
Sometimes you don't eat breakfast usually.
Sometimes I don't eat breakfast.
Okay.
Okay? And if for some reason a certain day I feel like it, I will go to the vending machine and I will get chips because I'm not going to eat a Hershey chocolate bar.
Why? Why are Doritos better than a Hershey bar?
Oh, well, I don't know.
They're both.
Something tells me ones that I thought the chips would be healthier.
Well, they're both not good. But are you saying that you don't eat any when the crumb stuff comes on Wednesday? You don't eat any of it?
I'm not saying I never have.
Then Will's not a liar.
Oh no. Okay. He said I've gone there with 2 or 3. He said I carried a box. He's being an asshole.
Well, the box he was kidding about, but he said he said
I'm
you were
not eating.
You were down on him like Tic Tacs.
No, okay, because he's being fucking jokester Will. No, if I have one,
Does jokester Will get under your skin?
Yes, he does. Yes.
Have you told him this?
Oh,
no. Have you told him this in a serious way, not a like play along? Oh, you're breaking my balls. Like really, it's getting on my nerves.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Well, you think that people would? Nobody does that here.
Well, I want to know if he actually tried to do that.
Listen, there's no way to do that with anyone around here. You just gotta take it.
It's like it would be like walking into the 7th grade and telling the guy who mocks you all day, "Hey, you're hurting my feelings."
It's like Ian Poulter yesterday tweeting that thing.
Excellent analogy.
You can't do that.
So does it hurt when Gary's flashing pictures in there and Howard's talking about how heavy you are and how you don't care about your life? And
can I start by saying I did feel bad about doing that, but when I walked in this morning and I saw those pictures on the wall and I saw that one picture, I said, Holy crap. I knew you were thinner when you started working for us, but I realized that picture was taken here. So you got heavier here.
Listen, after I got done with the meds, something happened. I don't know if that was it or my body somehow changed all of a sudden.
Yeah, you turned 30.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
No, but shit happens.
Gary, I know.
Well, also his hair is longer. He's not shaven. He looks different than he does in those photos.
But you can
regardless of the weight.
I've been playing around with a few looks, yes. A few styles.
You've been trying out.
Do what I can.
As Howard would say, why don't you play with thin for a while? See how that goes.
All right. Well, you know what? I would have. I had the discipline to do it.
Who here is thin enough for Howard besides Howard?
Will.
Fred?
Will.
Yeah.
Steve Brandano.
Probably Brandano, yeah.
Joe in Mount Pleasant, you're on the wrap-up show. Hi, Joe.
Oh, hey, John, Gary. Hey, do you guys think Howard's a little underweight for his height?
How much does he say he weighs?
He didn't,
I
but
think he says he run around the 190 some area.
Yeah, that's thin.
He declared himself thin today.
Yes, I mean,
which he rarely does.
Right. You don't see guys in the NBA. They don't say 6'5", 190.
But even when Howard's in good shape, he thinks he's fat.
Right.
He's got that mentality. We've discussed that before.
Yeah.
And as a result, we're all fat. You were offended that he called you fat today.
I've definitely put back some weight. I definitely need to lose some weight. He's right. It's about 15 pounds. But that's, he makes it sound like, here's the thing. You realize when you walk out of these doors that you're a little overweight, but he makes you feel like you're the fattest person in the world.
And these people hear it over the air, and that's how they see you as.
But how often do you meet people who hear you on the show, and the first thing they say to you is, wow, you're not as fat as Howard says you are?
It would happen all the time at the certain events. Like as I say, at the block parties, it would happen. And, yeah. So there's that.
But see, the thing with JD is, if you saw JD's not fat, but JD's just so much heavier than the way we met him. So to us, it makes a big difference. But you're right. I wouldn't I look at JD and say JD needs to lose some weight, but I wouldn't say, he's like big and fat. But you do look a lot different than the guy we met.
I am well aware. By
the way, the other thing I get, which is not an insult in any way, shape, or form, is, oh my God, your teeth are not as big as Howard says.
Yeah. And sometimes I get you see, you're talking fine. You're talking fine. Well, yeah, I'm having a one-on-one conversation with you.
And you're hot and I want to bang you.
Well, something like that. Well, sometimes it's a guy.
Ronnie. What are you doing?
He's tweeting.
No, I'm not. I'm answering a text message.
You want me to wait and let me know when I can talk to you?
I'm
I don't want to
done.
be distracted.
Work related?
Yes.
Ronnie, a lot of people are accusing you of getting that tattoo for yourself, not really for your girlfriend, and then saying, oh, okay, I threw the C on there just to make it sort of for her, but it really was for you. You wanted that Superman logo.
No, I liked the logo, and it served two purposes, okay?
That C is very, very tiny, though. Would you agree?
Well, that's the whole idea. Why would I put this big, giant C in a logo that I like, but it has the same meaning, just a smaller version?
Why not get her name tattooed or something else that's more
stupid? I'm not putting somebody's name
Why?
on me.
Why is it stupid?
I put my dog's name on me. That's it.
So it was stupid when you did that?
No.
Way smarter, by the way.
You realize,
much smarter.
You realize that most women would be insulted by the idea that you're willing to put your dog's name on your body, but not their name.
Carrie,
I'm just
I
saying.
did this for her. She knows that, okay?
Did she ask for you to get that?
We were talking about doing something for each other, okay?
Did she get a tattoo for you?
No, not yet. I don't know if she's going to.
Okay.
But we had talked about it. And I decided this is what I wanted to do. I liked the logo. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Why does it fucking bother everybody so much? That's what I want to know.
It doesn't bother
No, it
people.
does bother people.
No, we're just curious.
It bothers Howard to no end.
We're curious to your mindset. That's
Jeez,
all.
I guess my mind is fucked up according to everybody around
Nobody
here.
said that.
I'm saying it.
What bothered?
I'm saying it because you guys, the way you're acting.
I haven't said anything. I haven't really weighed in on this at all.
What seemed to bother Howard is that you're not a Superman, like a real Superman fan.
I like Superman. I grew up with Superman. I watched George Reeves. I watched it till he dropped dead. You know, what do you want from me?
You didn't even know what
I don't have to be an expert. I like the
expert.
TV
You didn't
show.
know what kryptonite was.
I know what it is.
That's not what you said on the air when you were quizzed.
Look, Will, go worry about whatever you got to worry about. Don't worry about me.
Now,
okay?
do you think
that's what he's worried about?
Don't worry about me.
Can't help it.
Please don't.
Is the tattoo in lieu of an engagement ring or something else?
No.
Does it help? Okay, it's not in lieu.
But when I did it, it was like I gave her a 10-carat ring.
So
okay, she was so excited when I came home.
Would you think subliminally it helps put that discussion off a little bit?
No, because we've had this discussion. We've had the discussion.
I heard she has it, and you just listen.
Yeah, okay. No, I answered. I had comments.
What tattoo would you like her to get for you?
I have no clue. She'll do whatever she wants.
Doesn't bother you?
No.
And do you expect to see like a little M on the bottom of it, like you did with yours?
I don't know what she's going to do.
She should get a shark eating a dolphin. Or a shark eating a baby. Is that what he has?
No. I got a shark with bones coming out of its mouth. There's no baby's head. Like everybody, he's always saying there's a baby's head. There's no baby's head.
Why did the security team run the other way at
Nobody
AGT?
ran at all.
I'm telling. That's what Howard said.
I know what Howard said.
So you were in on this prank?
I wasn't in on the prank.
You were aware of the prank?
No, I was not aware of the prank. I was aware 3 hours ahead of time that Howie Mandel came in with a rubber snake to the building. I didn't know what he was going to do with it.
Is that like something that you guys whisper that in your sleeve, or someone just mentions it to you?
No, we saw it. We were standing right there. He was making a whole scene outside the building when he was coming in.
So why not?
And they have that on camera, so if you guys want to see it, ask AGT to show it.
So why not let Howard know that Howie's got a rubber snake and maybe up to something?
Why would I tell him that? I have no idea what he was doing. What he could have brought it for somebody's kid. It was in a bag.
Aren't you hired to protect Howard?
From a rubber snake?
Well, who knows?
Gary,
At least give him a heads up.
Gary, would you have made Howard aware?
Yeah. Will, you were going to...
I'd be very honest.
You are so full of shit.
What?
Look at you. You're laughing your ass off already because you know it's stupid.
I would have done...
I'm going to go, Howard. Guess what? Howie brought a rubber snake into the building.
This is how you do it. This is how I really would have done it. You would seem foolish if you said... Howard, as your head of security, I want to let you know that Howie Mandel has a rubber snake. That's foolish. Mm-hmm. However, in your conversation with Howard, you could say, it's the weirdest thing. Howie was out front with this rubber snake. I don't know what he's got planned for, but it was weird. He was shooting the whole thing with it.
Why not do something like that?
Why do I have to say? I'm not supposed to be involved in anything. Remember last year I was involved in too many things.
No, you're involved with protecting Howard.
From a rubber snake?
He doesn't want to be pranked.
Ronnie's too busy with his own pranks.
But he wasn't pranking anybody. He was pranking everyone, not just Howard. But I didn't have anything to do with it and knew nothing about it.
So it's okay if you prank everyone, if Howard's included?
John, please, give me a break.
Why was everyone so curious about this car that you got?
I don't know either. That's another thing.
You got a car?
Yeah, I got a car.
When did you get it?
2 weeks ago.
And what is it?
3 weeks ago, actually.
And what is it?
It's a Dodge Charger SRT8.
Year? Brand new?
13, yeah. 13.
Yeah, I caught that in the middle. What was King of All Blacks, what was his complaint? That you got a used car?
No, it's a car. He's claiming that in 2015 they're changing the body style. How he knows that, I don't know.
He went on futurecars.com.
Yeah, well, good for him.
But the point is that you're always going to be chasing something.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it right now.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many cars do you have?
I got that in the pace car.
That's it?
Oh, no truck?
I got rid of the truck for the Dodge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it go really fast?
Does it really go fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll pin your head against the seat. 470 horsepower.
So where do you take it out?
I drive it. It's my car.
But where
Well, you can't drive that fast locally.
Where can you take it out to open it up? You go Sunday mornings, like down on the Meadowbrook Parkway, that kind of thing?
Yeah, out by Jones Beach Highway. Yeah, I take the pace car out there, too.
That's what a lot of people do. Sunday mornings.
Yeah, early, 6 o'clock.
Not in the summer, by the way.
Gary,
I go in the summer.
You wanted to chime in when the new Jay-Z song on the top 5 started because you're having, I wouldn't say issues with your youngest son.
I set him straight. He's like, no, it's fine. It's cool. I talked to the guys. You can use the N-word. I'm like, no, you can't.
So is he not going to use it, you think?
I found a lot of disturbing things out on this vacation, but one of them was that he claims that they call him the something N-word. Like, that's their thing. He's like,